Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Friends. Hello, Internet.
And welcome to Decisions Dragon. Okay,
Never
now
gets
that that's
old.
done, I can put my hair up.
It's even better with the short.
Oh, God.
It really is.
Going back up to Sokka length. Yeah. Okay.
Telling you,
Ow.
Pebble Flintstone, do it.
No. I don't want to be a Muppet.
It's fine.
All right. Ugh. Cool. All right. It works a little bit better. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Decisions and Dragons, episode 2. As a small recap, our random, I don't want to say random because they're important characters, but our band of loosely tied together heroes, if you want to call them that, have agreed to escort the Ben Mezd, a famed traveling circus, from Whitestone in the general direction of Iman. They know that this trip is going to take about 2 to 3 weeks. This is after they had discovered a small hidden cemetery after hearing of some disturbances on the road, and had discovered a group of undead shadows haunting this location. They dispelled the shadows and found a couple pieces of interesting information, leaving a little bit of mystery. But they are getting ready to set out on their journey across or down. What was the name of the path itself? I forget the name of the actual path from Whitestone, but through the forests in the direction of Iman. Now, one thing I did do, because there was a lot of prep that I did for this session, is I had a little song picked up from Monument Studios. I want to give some big shout outs to Monument Studios. Hopefully everybody can hear it. It's a little theme or something. I don't know. But you guys are currently in Whitestone. What do you do?
We're late in the day after last session. Okay.
Yeah. This is actually right after the improvised performance by the entire group in the center of Whitestone, where Faraday noticed a specific-looking person in the distance wearing a hood with what looked to be their child, enjoying and waving, and then they disappeared down an alleyway.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but before we set out on a 2 to 3 week journey, I think I need to probably replenish stock a bit. I mean, has anyone journeyed through where we're going?
You know that the direction that you guys are going, there is a solid constructed path that winds through the forests to the southwest. Let me pull up the map so I can remember the names of things, because that's not a thing right now. Brain is mush. You guys are going... Where the heck did the map go?
State for one's brain.
What the hey-izzle?
Oh,
Where'd it go?
Thurston peeps up oh yeah, Western is in that
Didn't you put it as a
direction.
journal entry?
Yes. And you had mentioned that we might be able to stop at your family's if we
Sure.
need to.
Yeah, the manor has plenty of room.
And they won't mind if we all just pile in there. That's an okay thing?
It's really just my mom and my one sister. The rest of the sisters have moved out. There's plenty of space. Besides, I've never actually brought any friends to stay before.
Then it's decided.
So we get to meet your mom then.
Yeah, if she's not busy.
All right.
Are you sure? You're sure you want to bring all of us home?
I don't know.
Jeremy kind of looks at you.
Like it would be a problem?
What's the problem? We're lovely. We're great company.
We are entertaining company.
Great company.
Well, either way, it's still going to be a trek to West Run, and I feel like I need pants. Because
Pants are good.
that
A breeze rolls
last...
by, and her dress kind of lifts a little bit, and you see her ankles.
It's
Scandalous.
Just, I know. It's just that last incident in the woods. It's really, really impractical to wear skirts. Sorry, but I don't know if anyone else needs anything, but
I'm sure that we all would do well with some good camping gear. We
Camping?
You've never been camping?
No, why wouldn't we just take a carriage there? Why would we go camping?
Are
you
you
have
guys,
a carriage.
Quizzically.
did your mom give you money
How
to pay
how
for a
fast is your
carriage?
carriage?
Oh gosh, I think we did the journey in, I don't know, it was probably about a week and a half. We had to stop every so often. But yeah, I mean, it was a small carriage, but yeah, my mom arranged for a carriage to bring me here and then bring me back. I don't think everyone would fit.
And where did you sleep when... I assume you would stop at the end of every day, right?
Yeah, we had to stop and, let the horses rest. I slept in the carriage.
That's camping. But we don't have a carriage. Unless you have one that I don't know about.
Well, no, it was rented. We didn't bring our own. We didn't want to take that many people from the household staff.
Of course.
So do you want to rent one? Can you do that?
I don't even know if they make them big enough for all of us. We could ask.
I think you better ask.
Well, then let's ask then.
We also, not to put a damper on anyone, but we also offered to escort the Benmez south. I don't know if sitting in a carriage.
I think perhaps
Well, we'd
rather
still
than
be
a carriage,
traveling with them.
if you would like to try horses instead, perhaps. But I don't know about you, but I don't have that much gold to pay for horses.
Actually, you guys made some insane bank with that improv performance.
We did.
Oh, that's right.
We
Thirsty
did.
pulls
We
the-
did.
the
We
bag
do
of
have a little bit. I mean,
Said the wind.
Said the wind.
we do have 60 some odd gold from the little impromptu
Yeah, who has
show.
who has the hat?
Thurston is in charge of our funds.
Thurston is our accountant.
Yeah, because
Thurston is our banker.
Thurston's our banker because Dermot cannot.
Y'all were like, oh, let's put on a performance. And he was like, oh, okay, well, how do we get money?
I mean, it's a fair question.
Everything's a business.
Yeah.
I
mean, you know what? It's very useful to have.
I mean, we can see if somebody in the city wants to rent one to us.
Horses or a carriage?
Either.
Because I feel like we're going to be going beyond as well. Because we agreed to escort them, but eventually we're going to break off.
Correct.
So horses may be more practical long term.
But carriages are so much nicer. So much more
The
comfortable.
horses would allow us to keep an eye out for things. If we're supposed to be escorting them, I think that's a better idea.
I can watch from the top of a carriage, the same way I could watch from the back of a horse.
But we can't all fit on top of the carriage.
we don't need to. Not all at the same time.
I leave it up to you. I'm along for the ride, so to speak.
This is the hill that Dermot dies on. No, we will ride on top of the carriage.
How about Thurston and Dermot go and try and find us a carriage
/ horses.
/ horses, and the rest of us can get any more. I'm thinking
Yeah.
And
maybe
we can get our Atheist companions.
Rations.
Yes,
Do we
or
have
these and
food
pants.
for this type of trip? I don't feel like we should be.
Could I have 10 days of rations in my? Is the rations we have in our current equipment okay from build?
Yeah, I have 10.
Yeah, I mean that'll work for, a solid day's travel. Yeah.
So yeah, I have like 10. I think it
I have
came
10.
with- yeah.
Yeah,
I have 10 pounds of rations, or 5 days worth.
I have 10
Though somehow I
days.
don't think she eats like that much.
But I'm thinking more along the lines of like health potion.
I have a wand. Yeah, that would be
We do have
useful.
the wand.
I do have a wand, but
just in case. We
again.
separate.
Oh, and they were attacked on the road here.
Mhm.
So I feel like
yeah. How about Thurston and Dermot go and look into transportation, because we won't want to infringe on the Benmez, and just in case we break away from them before Westron, we'll have transportation of our own, walking, and then the 3 of us will go get provision, whatever we have.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Who wants to go first?
Girls can go first.
Silence.
I'll volunteer. The girls.
the girls,
The girls will go
ladies.
first.
So you guys were looking for provisions and or healing items and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
provisions, healing potions, a pair of cloth pants. I
And
think that's probably sufficient. Yeah, I'm good for weather. It's just the tramping through the woods in a skirt thing. That is not a
gonna
long-term thing.
Right. You guys make me a perception check.
oh, let's see if I roll shitty like I did on Monday. Yep, rolling shitty like I did on Monday.
Good start
15.
to the night. 21.
Start. 7.
Okay.
Well, that's a spread.
Yep.
With the 15 and 21, you guys do.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Faraday is very distracted by the sun tree, so you're probably not gonna get much help from her.
She's just like petting her whip and like stroking her new armor.
That's right. She does have some nice new.
She does. She's a little distracted.
I turned my coat back to like dark blue and purple, by the way.
Nice. I forgot I gave you that. Which is bad because I shouldn't forget about shit like that. Anyway,
How dare you?
you guys spot in a corner of the central market where you can see all these little stalls and everything are set up. There is one that is particularly not visited very often. All of them, you can see that there's one that's selling fine tapestries, one that's selling beautiful pottery, just all these different beautiful, almost works of art, really, as much as they are some sort of supplies or whatever. But this particular stall seems rather empty. And looking closer, you can see there is a very rough written sign sort of hanging off of the wooden sort of setup for the stall that says Templeton's Survival Supplies. And sort of peeking in, you can see maybe about 4 foot tall, a furry mouse creature who has on this thick wool coat. it's got a hood attached to it. He has what looks to be a very, very well made tabard of some kind. But you can see, just sort of glancing in, you can see that there are, coils of rope. There are small carrying packages and stuff like that. There are some small bottles of what look to be crushed herbs in some of the shelves, and he is currently sitting counter, quote unquote, like this, falling asleep. You can see his big old ears starting to kind of droop a little bit as he is trying, even though he is asleep, to stay balanced on his counter.
Excuse me. Are you Templeton? Templeton.
Customers. Oh, thank God. Oh, hi. I am Templeton. How are you? Welcome to Templeton Survival Supplies. How can I help you?
Well, I need some pants.
Okay. Sure.
Do you have pants?
I do. I have a decent traveler's outfit. Yeah, here, let me go fetch it.
And he hops down off of his stool, almost really revealing how short this little creature is. And he goes over to this crate, and he sort of goes and hoists himself up over the edge, and you see him start digging through. And he pulls out, almost wrapped in a little bit of rope, a full folded set of clothing. Target, where you see those big blankets that they have that ribbon wrapped around. This is a full outfit that is folded and wrapped in this little thing with a teeny little paper price tag sticking out the top. And he sort of waddles over and climbs his way back up to the stool and places it on the counter.
That is a full set of traveler's gear outfit for a modest price of 10 silver pieces.
Sounds good.
Pants are included, I should say.
As long as there's pants.
Of course, yeah. And it's I believe it's going to be fitting your size. It might be a little on the baggy side, but I think it's going to work just fine for you. If you like, I can throw in a belt for an extra silver just in case.
It's probably a good idea.
Good call. And then he hops down off of the stool and waddles back over to his crate and then sort of sifts through his stuff one more time and pulls out a light brown leather belt with a rather nicely sort of iron ring where everything would sort of tie together. He waddles back over and he climbs back up onto the stool and he places it on top of the outfit.
That'll be 11 silver, please.
I'll dig into my pouch, count out 11 silver, and boop.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Is there anything else I can supply you guys? Are you guys going on a big trip or anything? Any lanterns or torches or rope?
I think we have all the torches and rope, but I could use a couple extra days' rations.
Oh, we do. I do. We do. I do. Have a set of premium rations. They are 2 silver per day of rations, but one little bite of this, it's very well made, so it'll fill you up and keep it nice and warm while you travel. So it'll be 2 silver per day's worth of rations that you need to pick up.
I'll take 5 days worth.
Sounds good.
You see he gets lost in thought.
10 silver, thank you.
And then he turns around and this time, hops off of the stool and opens this big, almost freezer case and pulls out these small bags of food and places 5 of them on the counter. And these bags are pretty beefy, so you can definitely tell that there's a lot of food in these. Then he climbs back up onto his stool.
It'll be 10 silver, please.
Hand over the silver. Put the rations in the backpack.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your patronage. We are running a sale on herbs if you ever find yourself bitten by a spider or a snake, and you feel the venom go, I'm starting to go into Puma.
You were going a little.
Shit.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
It was Chicago, like Midtown.
It's one voice to me.
It's okay. It's good.
And we are running a special on some herbs to ward off against any poisons that might enter the body during travel. Those are just gonna be those are a little bit more expensive, but it's gonna be a 1 gold per vial, and I do have 3 vials right now. In addition, obviously, to whatever else we have here. So,
Ladies, do you think we need? Do we?
I look to him and I say, "We're going to Westrum. Have you been in that route?"
I have not. This is actually my first attempt, my first visit to Taldori, and I have not ventured inland just yet because I heard that the Winter's Crest Festival was supposed to be very exciting. It's very, very interesting. I very much love all the different kinds of people here, and it's very, very exciting and very colorful, and it's just the nicest place ever. It's a little cold, and he kind of rambles a little bit about his time here, but
we'll take 2 of those.
all right. Oh, that's gonna be 2 gold, and he reaches for a small leather case, and he pulls out 2 vials that look like it's got some crushed, muted green herb that are kept in these teeny little vials, and he places them in front of you. I gotta say thank you so much for your patronage. It's been a rough one today, but that's okay. I'm sure people are gonna need their supplies soon. So.
Wait, we good? We good?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need anything?
I'm good. Faraday, did you need anything else?
No, I think from here, we've got everything.
All right. Well, thank you so much for visiting
Thank you.
Templeton Survival Supplies. And if you ever find another sign like that one, and he points to the very roughly made sign, just definitely come in and ask for me, and I'll probably be at the counter. But I'd be happy to assist you if we ever do meet again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be safe in your travels.
Thank you.
He was really
Walk
sweet.
out here.
He was really cute.
I've never seen. I
haven't
didn't want to
either.
pry, but I've never.
No, I
seen
didn't want
one of
to.
them.
I don't want to be inappropriate, but no. Okay, so it's not a thing here.
I haven't seen one yet,
Okay,
but that was very
because
interesting.
we don't have it.
I don't know, Cat.
First I've ever seen a mouse person.
Okay.
Takes all kinds, I suppose.
It does.
I'm gonna pull out a notebook and draw a little mouse person in it. Put Templeton above it. Mouse people.
That is called pulling a character out of your ass. Not to pull back the curtain. I do prep. I'm just saying.
Sure, don't lie, we know.
You just have sitting there, mouse person.
Mouse person.
Mouse. All
while
right.
that was
I have
happening,
pants. I need to go get changed somewhere. Oh.
while that is happening, our good friends Dermot and Thurston were in search of a stable where you could look for a carriage that would house all of you. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You approach close to the gates of Whitestone. There is a rather large stable, very well kept. There are lots of stable hands moving about, making sure that the horses and everything are clean. You can spot that there's a small building next to the stable proper, and next to the stable, you can see two sort of standard size carriages. Maybe could fit maybe two people. There are about 6 or 7 horses that are all being tended to. But you guys step inside and you see a rather gangly-looking human man who is cleaning what looks to be a saddle, a black leather saddle. Hey, how can I help you?
Yes. Hello. Oh, and we speak at the same. And Thurston goes, "Go ahead."
I don't, whichever. I'm cool
We
with
just
that.
kind of look at each other. Yes, we were looking for possibly to rent or preferably to rent, but possibly purchase a large carriage that could transport 5 passengers. Do you have anything that big?
I can't say that I do. A lot of my well, the only 2 I got right now are just sort of standard, maybe fit maybe 2 or 3 people, kind of like what the narrator was saying as you guys were approaching. But for something that big and that special, that's going to take a little bit to make. I mean, it's going to be custom made. You're probably going to have to find a good carpenter. What the hell is wrong with me? Carpenter that can craft something.
Words are hard, guys.
But you said you have 2. I saw 2 smaller carriages.
Yeah, I got 2 of them ready to go, but I don't know if they're really fitting what you're looking for.
Well, we're headed to Western, which I understand is a bit away. And we are, and he kind of looks at Thurston and says, "We're a bit averse to camping, so we were hoping to get a carriage or wagon or something to alleviate our travel."
The moment you say averse to camping, you could just tell that his attitude towards you guys shifts a little. Just kind of goes, "Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. These two carriages we got are a little on the pricier side. Plus, I mean, it's solid 2-3 weeks journey, so gonna have to, I don't know, get used to the wild at some point." Don't ask what voice this is. I have no answer for you.
Nobody's questioning you, man. Keep going.
I mean, I want to know, but I was going to keep it to myself.
You weren't. Don't lie.
Is there what would the cost to rent or purchase either or both of these carriages? I should back up a second. DM question.
Yes. Good.
These
Thank you. I can talk in my normal voice.
These 2 carriages, I assume they would be pulled by 1 horse each?
Yes.
Or 2?
1.
Okay.
Well,
I just asked, what would the cost be for one of these carriages or possibly both?
Well, I would say, oh Jesus, I'm just now seeing robots stuff happening. I don't know. There's so many. Well, to be honest, Western's kind of a far trek. So if you're talking about buying them, considering the time it takes to build another one, and considering you're buying me out, I would say it's going to be about 20 gold for both carriages to buy them. Now, the horses, that's a separate matter. That's going to be about 5 gold per horse. So you're looking at 30 gold total if you mean to buy both carriages with 2 horses. Just be aware, if you're transporting that many people, one of your carriages is going to be pretty full, so it's going to be a little cramped, but it's doable.
I apologize. Would that include the driver's fees as well?
Make a persuasion check with a disadvantage.
Sam.
I love Thurston. Sam's hiding in her book.
It's actually a fucking 15.
15.
Thurston's spellcasting ability is charisma.
Yeah.
I wasn't factoring in drivers. I guess I was under the assumption that you'd be driving them yourself. I don't really have anybody that I could spare to escort you on this journey, my lord. But I would say that 30 gold for the purchase of 2 carriages and 2 horses to pull them. That's the best I can give you with the supplies I have on hand. And you could just get the impression that he's a little thrown.
The fucking 1%. Like,
Yeah, like I literally shovel horse shit every single day, multiple times a day, and you want a fucking driver for your carriages.
Look, he took an Uber X here, okay? He doesn't know how to drive a fucking carriage.
Yeah, I kind of look at Thurston and said, "You don't know how to drive a carriage, do you?"
No.
Well, it's gonna be a fun trip for you. And he goes back to cleaning his saddle.
I feel like Thurston's more of like an Uber Black kind of guy,
Yeah.
with like the SUVs.
Or the town cars.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the X just because he wants it oversized, because he needed to sleep in it, because he didn't want to sleep outside.
Of
Fair.
course not. There's nature out there.
Right.
I love it so much.
Dermot says, "What if we were able to offer something more valuable than just some gold pieces?"
Now Thurston's looking at you
what
like,
are you-
the fuck?
What are your interests, friend? I assume you don't. I assume you have a life outside of this room.
I mean, I breed horses, and I take care of them so that they could pull carriages. Why do you think I'm committing so hard to this?
What if I'm hosting a party at a nearby inn, and I can get you a private table with a full meal for your family at this event before we leave at the end of the festival. There will be food, drink, lively entertainment. I'm sure it would be quite the memorable close to your Winter's Crest Festival.
Make me a deception check?
Is it deception if I actually intend to throw a party?
I would say I'm gonna stick to my guns here, if only because this thought just now entered your mind. Robot says, "We would give you the gift of not being brutally murdered."
Yeah.
Different party.
you
Different
said
party.
That's fair.
Deception.
Yes.
That is a 23.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Also charisma based.
Oh yeah, we sent the two charisma.
You're haggling with the bard now.
We sent the two charisma.
That's true. Fuck. His eyes kind of look you up and down like, is this guy legit? Like, you just get the idea that he's really making sure that you're not some swindler.
Allow me to I I am a bard myself by trade. And I, with a flourish, I draw Fiona's bow, and I give him a sample of the kind of music that will be playing at this event.
Note to self. Merchant encounters will take a hard left into ridiculous. Cool. Just making sure I mark that down.
Oh man.
Should have taken that into account earlier.
It's a
Yeah.
24 performance.
Well, he shits himself. No, he at the as you start to play, he was already on the fence a little bit earlier, and then you started to play, and some of the farmhands start hearing this, and they peek their heads in, and he kind of puts a hand up and says, all right. Make it a table with me and my boys, and we're in.
And how many would that be?
Me and three. Me and my three boys.
A table for 4. We will see you. I assume we know when we're leaving with the Benmez, right? 2 days?
2 days. I believe.
Winter's Crest Festival is 2 more.
Okay. Then I will see you tomorrow evening at and I apologize, I did not write down the name of Marin's bar.
The Wild Rose Tavern.
Wild Rose.
You could just feel her glaring in your direction when you forget the name.
I bet that's how it's probably been called so many different things. Each time it's a little different. It's like the Dusty Rose.
She's like, no, it's the fucking wild. What is so difficult to remember? And she just rants and she's going into the kitchen.
The Crazy Daisy.
The Crazy Daisy. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. That's gonna show up in my Monday night game.
Yeah, right next to the mutton chop, right?
I was gonna say right next to the mutton chop. It's across the street, actually.
It hurts me. It hurts me that it's called the mutton chop.
I love it.
Don't you dare besmirch the good name of the mutton shop.
It's too late. I've done it literally every single day since you told me it was a thing. Anyway.
It exists in all worlds, though. It is like the linchpin of the universe.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The mutton chop is the glue that holds my D&D universe together.
Mine is Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, all right, I'll see you in 2 days. Should we dress up or just normal?
Tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow. Sorry, I apologize. All right, we will be there at sundown.
Sundown it is.
All right, we'll see you there.
Excellent.
All right.
And I turn to leave.
Thurston follows, slightly confused because he
On our
wasn't
way
aware they were having a party.
On our way out, I lean over and up to Thurston because he is much taller than I am,
You're pulling
and and say, we should get back to the Wild Rose and tell Marin that I'm throwing a party tomorrow night.
Oh.
Oh, God.
And having met Marin, he's a little bit she's a lovely person, but he's a little bit scared about what's going to happen when she finds out. It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
It's the fear that she loves as part of the disclaimer for getting to know her. Yeah, it's a good fear to have. So at this point, I assume you guys all kind of meet back up somewhere. I'm just going to assume at the tavern.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to drop off our stuff.
And change pants. So
Yeah, I have to change
Oh, yeah,
because
so
not
then
doing that in the square.
We went back to the then we went back to the well.
I will
Yeah.
say that the girls got back to the tavern first. Marin is cleaning up. The tavern is cleaner, as Marin has been getting the weekly clean all done, and she kind of perks up as you guys all enter. Oh, cool. Hey, just find a spot if you want a drink, I guess. I don't know. She's wiping down one of the tables.
I clip clop my way up to Marin and say, Marin, you don't have any plans tomorrow evening, do you?
Don't know how to put this nicely. I'm not really that into you.
No, but you'll be here tomorrow evening, right?
Well,
I assume.
Yeah, I kind of work here.
Excellent. I'm throwing a party.
She. Sorry, what? And she's like covered in dust. Like the bar is sparkling, though the room is all clean and organized, and she's like, What?
I'm throwing a party, and I thought it would be fun if we could have it here. Just like similar to the night that we came into town with a bit more planning and whatnot, but music and dancing and a few friends of mine that I met at the stables that could use a night away from their shop.
How big of a party are we talking?
DM question. How big is the room?
The room is actually rather large. This is a pretty snazzy looking bar. I would say it's about 50, 60 feet by 30 or 40. My actual real life measurements are not good. It's a big room.
What does the sign on the wall say?
The fire capacity?
Yeah. What's the occupancy limit?
Occupancy is about 75 people.
Okay.
Pardon me while I Google the average occupancy limits for bars.
I tell her the story. We met a gentleman at the stable, and we're hoping to procure a few carriages and horses from him. And in trade, I offered
my bar as a party.
I offered him and 3 friends a meal with some entertainment tomorrow evening.
Okay. All right. Couple questions for you. Tomorrow night, right? So we're talking exactly 24 hours from now, because it's about sundown, right? What were you thinking for the menu?
Uh-oh.
What's your guest list looking like?
So far, 4 people.
Good. What's your menu looking like?
You don't have a menu?
I do. Oh, I do. I do have a menu of things that I can make. What? Wait, why?
What would you like to make?
Oh, God.
Make a
Leave 2 days
persuasion
early.
check.
We're going to need to find another accommodation.
More lodging.
We're gonna have to sleep in those.
I don't know, guys. Every time I walk into this bar, Marin makes money hand over fist. So there's got to be a redeeming quality in there somewhere.
Dermot, keep some of your tips this time for that robe.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Not so great. That's an 11.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that you like giving me money in the form of entertainment and tips and all of that. In the future, maybe clue me in before you go to the stable and whore out my bar to be like your little bargaining chip. Just 2 cents. Now, that being said...
That is a fair point. I do apologize.
Fine. for now, I have a code that I live by. It's called a one strike, and Marin kicks your ass. So this is your one strike. So now that we understand each other, I do have some things that I can whip up. The place is already nice and clean. I'm going to have only a couple patrons in through the night. I'm sure I can throw something together. Don't invite the entire town, please.
I look around. You'd fit the entire town in here.
I know, but I know that you like to push the envelope a little. So,
Well, what's our first step then? What do you need to make this happen?
yeah. Really, it's just getting everything set up. I've got enough to last for the last couple days of Winter's Crest in terms of alcohol. I'm sure I can place another order with the winery. I'll figure it out. I will say that the bar's tips and everything will be mine.
Of course.
Good. And then whatever tips you make with your music is yours. Fair?
Marin, just curious. What Dermot's methods notwithstanding, what would you do if a group of 30 people that were having a good time at Winter's Crest just showed up? Would you be this upset?
No, honestly.
We're not asking you to pay for this. You'll make money from the customers that come in, and they'll know about your bar. And I mean, surely some of these people are local. They'll have a new watering hole. I understand that Dermot's methods aren't the best, but
honestly, now
And I
I
can
think
help
about it that
plan.
way. Now I think about it that way. This is actually better because he's at least warning me before they walk in, so that's handy.
and I mean,
Not often you get a warning.
and I
Or
mean,
She-
to top it off,
She gives an appraising look to Faraday. Says, "I will take your word for it."
I'm
And-
trying.
I mean,
That's
when
true.
he played for you the other day, impromptu, you had quite a profitable afternoon. I understand the frustration, certainly. I mean, I love Dermot as much as the next person, but
I am certainly lovable.
I think that maybe you should look at this as a positive thing.
You're right. I need to rework my my approach to this. You are correct. The
Does
one
that mean
strike
nothing?
still applies. Yes, Thurston? What was that?
Nothing. I was just gonna ask if the strike was gone, but never mind. You already covered that.
She just kind of holds the look a little bit like,
But you don't have a strike.
Just
Just
Dermot.
No,
Or is it
I
all
was
of
just
us? Do we all have a
Oh.
strike?
That's a good question.
oh, it's just for Dermot. Lovable little Dermot. And he says that as she tousles his hair a little bit. Because she does it, but like a little too rough. And then she just goes, "All right, I'll go talk to the winery. I'll get stuff all ready to go. You guys are fine. It makes sense. Cad's correct. We'll figure it out. I got it."
If there is anything I can do to assist you, please ask.
Yeah.
Which winery is it? I mean, I know my family has partial ownership of a few wineries in the area. If you need us to speak with them, in case they're not forthcoming right away. I don't know if it's one that we have any investments with, but
Make a history check quickly while I Google a winery name.
Fantasy name generator, man.
FantasyNameGenerator.com.
It's right here.
18.
Never leave my hotbar without
18.
it.
Where is? There we go. You know of a winery that your family does own in Whitestone called the Goresco Family Winery. Goresco, if you would like the spelling, I totally have it in front of me. I totally took this note before the game.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Before you got to this point.
Guresco. It's not the like highest quality wine, but it's definitely up there. It's like top 10 or so. But yeah, you do know of a winery in Whitestone that you could feasibly arrange something with.
Yes, I mean, if you've ever done business with the Goresco winery, I think that's the one that we have partial ownership of. I think.
I've been trying to get a partnership with Goresco for years. So, yeah, if you could do me the solid and maybe talk to them for me, that would be awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. And if they ever give me trouble, just tell them Lord Nolard has says that
Maybe
you
for
are
the dropping of Dermot's strike as well.
It's a good trade.
I turn to Cad and say, "No, I deserve that.
I'm not saying you don't,
I should
Dermot.
have started here."
But being a one-chance kind of person is not always the best thing for a business owner that's trying to keep afloat, even if her father is Gilmore.
You say that, and Cad, for the first time, you get this look from her that's kind of like a,
Thurston takes a half a step away, leans away from Cat,
Out of the blast radius.
Everyone is just happens to be looking elsewhere.
Do I
Cat
see the...
she just stands up a little straighter and it's like this.
Do I see the flash of the same look that I received when I got my strike?
yes. But she's hiding it a little bit more. It's a little bit subdued, but it's there. You know it exists in this moment.
I'd put a hand on Cad's arm and say, "No, really. I think it's fine. We're okay. Are we okay?" Looking back at Marin.
Marin's eyes haven't left Cad as she goes, "Sure. Right as rain.
Lovely.
I will go ahead and start getting food and everything prepared for this party. Thurston, thank you so much for this connection. I will try to are you going to attempt to speak with them yourself, or I can go and try to name drop, but I feel like it's a little weird.
No, I can go speak with them. I'm not sure where their office is here. Do you by chance know, or?
Yeah, it's she gives a direction.
Okay. It's a left and a right and a right and a left.
Anybody watching, this is just useless information. You just get it.
They went
Wonderful.
that way.
Yes. Well, great. I will. I'll start getting everything ready here, and yeah, I will have everything ready for this party tomorrow evening.
DM question again.
Yes.
Does Marin have any other staff?
As far as you've seen, no.
Okay. I will reach into my coin purse and pull out a few gold pieces, just, 3, 5, whatever I grab, and say, "Marin, do you mind if you're going to begin on that now, do you mind if I step behind the bar and pour us a few drinks?" And I set the gold pieces on the counter.
I'm going to roll a d10.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
You drop 2 pieces of gold on the bar top. She looks at the gold and says, "All right, but no top shelf stuff."
Okay.
Thurston pulls out a couple of silver.
Like, excuse me, I only drink top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirsten doesn't know of the other shelves.
There's only one shelf.
There's only one shelf.
There's just the one.
And it's at the top.
It's high up.
The other bottles are just decorations.
They're just for show.
She makes her way into the kitchen And you can see that she's starting to get everything set aside so that she can meal prep and all that stuff for the party tomorrow. Arathea, you step into a room and put on your new traveler's outfit. And Templeton was right. It's a little on the baggy side, so the belt definitely went the right way, or went a long way, I should say. The shirt is a nice little blouse. It's a little bit thicker material, so it helps a little bit with the wind resistance. It comes with a set of pretty basic, leather gloves, and also the pants themselves are of a thicker material, not quite leather, but they're thicker to help resist the elements a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, so I feel pretty satisfied that this is a nice little traveler's outfit.
What color is it?
I'm going to say it is basic brown.
Okay. That's
Templeton
good.
is not one for color, he's for function.
That's fine. That is exactly what she was going for, because what she owns is not it. It's more less function.
Gotcha.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. I think she's going to probably start to pack up her other stuff.
What are the rest of you guys doing in this time?
I turned to...
What was that, Court? Sorry.
What time is it?
The sun is just now starting to go down.
It's like 5-ish.
5:30.
I turn to the rest of my group members and say, do any of you know how to drive a carriage?
Sure, I could figure it out, but it's not something I've ever really had to do before.
See, it's not just me.
Well, that'll be interesting. I'm sure we'll be fine.
This is why I wanted to hire.
We usually are.
Poor fool.
During this, I'm gonna come back downstairs and be like, "Fine, doing what?"
Do you know how to drive a carriage?
No. Should I?
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Oh,
Okay.
man. What?
Looking to the rest of them. Can I insight check the entire party?
Yes. You don't even need to roll. I'll give it to you. Everyone's like...
None of us know how to drive a carriage.
And even Dermot, in his endless optimism, is just like, we'll hope for the best.
Don't worry,
It'll be fine. How hard could it be? They're just horses.
I will.
I hang out with horses all the time. Well, I did
in
that.
the morning, I'll know how to drive a carriage.
Oh. Are you gonna read something tonight?
No, just talk to one of the spirits. They'll help me out.
That's really convenient.
Spirits that help you?
One of my rogue features is that I can pick a tool or proficiency that I lack and gain it from a ghostly presence. And I can pick a new one after a long or short rest. And every time I pick, the one that I previously had goes away.
That
There's
is
something I want to know.
Any spirits that I've ever hung out with have always been decidedly less than.
You just have to know how to talk to them.
So, if I had something that I wanted to know or needed to learn, and I gave you warning, you could ask them for help?
Yes.
And they're receptive to that. They don't get angry or vicious or, like what happened before.
Try to eat you.
Yeah.
No. They are willing to assist me, and exchange, I listen to them. They're keen on sharing what they knew in life and having it pass on.
I like that.
DM, it's called Whispers of the Dead, by the way, if you want to double check on it.
Look that shit up.
And I turn, and Dermot turns to the group. See, we'll be fine.
All right.
How many carriages exactly did you procure us? Because I can only drive one.
2. They're small.
But you could
Okay.
teach, if once you know, you could teach one of us, or at least kind of show one of us what to do, right?
I don't see why not.
I'll try and learn.
Maybe we should meet up a little early in the morning.
Yeah.
I know we're not leaving right yet, but I'd rather let you know before we need to know.
Okay. Yeah, well, then in the morning, well, Dermot's preparing for his party.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of which, I wonder if anybody's still in their office. Probably be better if they knew about this order tonight instead of in the morning.
Well, I hear there's a
better.
I heard there's a pretty good bakery in Whitestone. I was thinking of going for a walk to go find it. If you want to join me, we can stop by the offices as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
Did Cad do the hair flip? If you want to join me.
And she just tucked her hair behind her ear and just like...
Not everyone has the same tics, Cujo.
Listen. All right. So Cad and Thurston are going to the winery. Okay.
And the Slayer's cake.
Here's cake. You guys make your way through the town. It only takes you about 45 minutes or so to get to the winery itself. You see a very well constructed building with almost like a red carpet like landing right out front. You can see that the light is still on inside, through the windows.
Wonderful.
So-
So you will approach. Oh, go ahead.
Your family owns this, Thurston?
I mean, it's a partial ownership. I think this is the one that we invested in when they were trying to expand and they just needed more capital.
Wow. Well, guess let's go in.
You guys step inside and can see a well-decorated sort of, I don't want to say hoity-toity because it feels like a cop-out descriptor word, but it's a very upper scale building. And you can see that there are several bottles sort of like in the wall behind this large countertop. And there is a female elf with long blonde hair that she has tied in a very beautiful braid going down her back. She says, "Good evening, may Thurston?"
Yes, gosh, it's been a few years. Yeah, I think it's probably before I had this, and he like gestures towards the beard and everything.
I must say you're growing remarkably quickly. I remember when you were just a little toddler. It's very nice to see what man you're growing into. Welcome.
Oh.
How can I help you?
Yes. My friend Marin at the Wild Rose. She's helping.
The rough
host-
lady.
She's gruff, but hardworking, and ultimately a very nice person. She's hosting a party tomorrow that's kind of being put together last minute, and we were really hoping to feature some of the Goresco wine at the party.
Of course. Let me check my inventory. Can I just step into the back for a moment?
Of course.
She steps into a back room, and you can hear another door open, and then steps sounding like she's going downstairs to a cellar. And she comes back up, and she has a full case of about 9 bottles of wine, and she places them on the countertop. This is the most that we can do right now, but this is one of our newest vintages that we've actually been kind of letting age for a little bit. But these are freshly made, ready to go. We were actually, kind of hoping to stock these up in other, taverns nearby. But obviously, if Thurston Nullard is requesting some refreshments for this party, we would be happy to support that. We could just let them know that it's going to be a little bit later for the other taverns.
Wonderful. We will make sure that when we spread word of the party that we say that the new vintage of Gresco wine is exclusively at the Wild Rose during the rest of Wintercrest.
I love it. It's so wonderful to see you. Can I hug you? I'm so sorry. That sounds a little weird and a little too forward.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
You give her like an awkward hug and, Cad, make a perception check.
Oh, yeah, 1.
She gives the warmest of hugs to Thurston. And says, "Oh, it's so wonderful to see you. And definitely stop by and visit whenever you find yourself in Whitestone again."
Wonderful. I appreciate your help. I'll make sure that I let my mother know when I'm back home at the manor.
Sounds wonderful.
Thanks. He grabs this and he goes, I will arrange with Marin to take care of the tab afterwards, of course.
Sure.
And obviously now that she knows that the town will know that the Gresco wine is at the Wild Rose, I'm sure she will want to place subsequent orders.
Of course, we will. At your personal recommendation, we will ensure that we handle her with the utmost care in terms of her business.
Fantastic. Right. Have a great evening.
You too.
I wave and I'm saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was that?"
Darunia.
Darunia. Thank you. Marin will be most happy that you're willing to help.
Well, any friend of the Nollard family is a friend of ours. So yes, by all means, let her know that any time she wants to place additional orders, we'll be open for business.
Excellent.
She sort of steps back towards the counter to continue doing inventory as you guys step out. But yeah, you have a crate of 9 bottles of rather expensive wine.
Wonderful.
Maybe we'll take that back to the Wild Rose before we go on our little other errand. Seems kind of heavy to carry.
It is a little bit, yeah. But I wonder what this one is. He takes out the bottle and he examines it. I won't make you pick a wine. It's fine.
Thank you. It was a red
What's the wine called?
Gresco wine.
Exclusive reserve.
Yeah. It's not even labeled yet. That's how new and exciting it is.
Does it just have like a year stamp on it?
It does have a little
sketchy.
tiny...
I mean, I would have gone with Whitestone Winter White, but
I do like a winter white.
Robot just... You missed the... what was it? Receive a generous ass grab. You missed the ass grab.
it's a Merlot.
You do see a small marking that signifies that this is at least 30 years old. So it kind of gives like a decade. I know Matt has some insane calendar
Yeah, we don't play those.
thing, and
No, it's like
No.
December. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my
Uh,
birthday's coming up. That means.
Do you want me to help you carry it, Thurston? Take one side, I can take the other.
That'd be great, just in case. Says the, weakling sorcerer.
As you guys are exchanging the cart and making your way toward... Are you guys going back to the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to offload the wine.
Gotcha. Make me a perception check, both of you.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus
Well, that's a natty
Christ.
one.
That's a 2 for a 4.
Good.
Real perceptive, you
Good.
two.
This is heavy, okay?
The wine box is heavy, okay? That was Percy. Mr. Whitestone just did me real dirty with that.
You guys hear what sounds like a little girl crying in an alleyway not too far from your current position. The sun has just gone down, so there's still some people on the roads, but not a whole lot. But yeah, and pretty close by, you hear what sounds like a little girl crying.
I will kind of raise up a hand and say hold on. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I think so. It's a little kid, I think.
Crying? Should we
Yeah.
go see?
Oh, sure.
Take the bait. I'm just kidding.
Nope. Or I can go check, if you want to stay here with the wine. It's kind of heavy to carry. It's up to you.
That's spoilers, damn it.
I mean, I guess we should probably go together. I mean, it's probably some little kid that, like, scraped their knee or something. But yeah, let's definitely check.
Sure. We go check.
Okay. You guys come around the corner and see a small frame of a girl with white hair. And she is currently seated in a fetal position, knees to her chest. Her clothes are rough. They're essentially like pauper's clothes. And she is full on, like, head down into fetal position, just crying.
Oh. I look at Thurston. I kind of look at her, and I'll like motion that we should set the giant box of wine down. And I'll go up to her, kind of like crouch down and say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm just a little scared and a little cold. And she perks up, and she's got these beautiful blue eyes, and she's got a little bit of a freckled face. And she says, it's so cold, and I don't know where to go. My mom hasn't come back, and I haven't seen her in a while, and I'm really scared, and I don't know what to do."
What's a while?
Well, I mean, honestly, she's been gone for like an hour or two, and I thought she was going to come right back. She said she was going to go get some food. And as she says that, you hear the sound of the wine bottles kind of clinking together a little bit, and you instinctively look back and see two burly-looking gentlemen, one lifting the crate of wine, and the other one just sort of standing by, sort of brandishing a short sword on his hip. And then the little girl goes, "And I just haven't seen," and he looks past you. "Oh, finally." And then she sort of stands up, and you see it as a halfling woman. Oh, God, I hate that. Well, I think you kind of gather that we just need some money in order to let you guys go on your way. The wine's a super generous donation. That's super nice of you. But any coin on you would be very nice. As she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small metallic-looking instrument that seems a little odd to you. She holds it in her hand. It's almost like there's a little bit of barrel coming out. But she just stands there expectantly.
I think there's a misunderstanding. The wine definitely has to come back with us. I apologize.
I'm so sorry. I don't really care. So, wine plus gold, to avoid bad things happening to you.
You think you're going to do bad things to us?
I mean, listen, we can keep talking, and that would just make my friends over there a little angry. Or you can just give me your money, and then we can be out of your hair, and you can go about the rest of your night.
I look down at her as I stand straight, and I say, "No, I think you're going to get out of my hair." And my eyes go black and I pop out my necrotic shroud.
All right. I need you guys to roll initiative. We're doing theater of the mind with this shit, because I totally didn't plan for this.
Does the necrotic shroud affect your allies or just enemies?
If you are within 10 feet of me, hold on 1 second. Where is it? Yeah, so if you're within 10 feet of me, you have to make a charisma saving throw. You only need a 13, so I'm not too worried about that.
Okay, but I gotta roll not shit. So
Yes.
oh, okay.
And I rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
My initiative is a 6, and my saving throw is a 17.
Okay.
And any of the little girl, and I don't know how far the two guys trying to steal the wine will also need to make that save.
They're about 20. Well, yeah, I'll say about 15 feet back. You said that the range of it was 15?
It's 10.
10 feet? Okay, so they're a little bit outside of the thing. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the stats for this. Where are all of my...
So I have like giant spectral black wings right now.
Nice.
One of them almost hits me in the face. I'm like, what the?
Dad,
Alright, what the hell?
we're gonna need to discuss your personal bubble.
My personal bubble is 10 feet. Stand outside of it and you won't have to make the saving throw.
That's fine, because I got a 10-foot reach, so in combat we are A-okay!
A plus.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be within 10 feet of anything in combat.
No, the rest
Same
of y'all
Z's. I don't like this.
Yeah,
Nope.
Yeah, me
the rest of
neither.
y'all should be like far, far away. So that's
It's gonna be
fine.
great. What are you guys
Kristen
talking
and I
about?
are literally like on the other side of the town.
I'm like, man, that looks like some crazy shit. Huh. Well, yeah.
Oh,
Right. There. Right. Doing that. Okay. Cad, what was your initiative again? I'm so sorry.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Thurston got a 17.
No, a 6 for my
Oh,
initiative.
sorry.
17 was the charisma save.
Gotcha. Oh, let me do the charisma save for the halfling lady.
Bitch is, I think, the appropriate term.
Mhm.
That's a 21 for the save.
Yeah, she makes it. So she's not frightened of me, but one of my attacks will deal extra damage to her.
All right. So, you unfurl your wings and your eyes go black. It is your turn. You have the halfling woman in front of you and the two bandits behind you.
I will take out my fancy new Blade of Chaos sword and I'll lunge out with it but I don't want to like stab her because like I'm not trying to kill people right now, you know? But I want to just like
Right now. I like how you snuck in the right now.
Not this moment.
but I want to like catch her enough that it just like slices right across her cheek to sort of
Nice.
make a point.
Okay. Go
So
ahead and make an
I'll-
attack check.
God, that's 10.
10. You lash out with the sword and she deftly moves out of the way. And you can see she's a little frazzled by how close that sword got, but she manages to dodge the blow.
And then for my, because I get a 2-weapon attack,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just like use the same blade and just come back the other direction with it to try to hit the other side of her face.
Nice.
Oh, that's better. Natural 20.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
God!
obviously that hits. It's a natural
I-
20.
Not
Oh,
trying to
no.
kill anyone, but
I try to nick her cheek and she definitely moves out of the way. So I just slice through her jugular on my way back.
It's like
Slash
the end of
down her
Underworld when Victor's head gets like diagonally sliced in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
love
did
that
slice her
movie.
cheek.
I did slice her cheek.
True story. You really focused on that cheek.
So since it's my offhand attack, I don't get the plus the
Correct. The ability mod does not get added to that.
Okay,
second
so
attack.
the damage would be 6 plus my roll, which is another 4, so 10 plus 3 necrotic, so
Okay.
13 total.
Get sneak attack on top of that.
Somebody else has to be within 5 feet, unless I have advantage on the roll.
I'd say Thurston is within 5 feet if you want.
I'm standing right next to you. Is how I was envisioning it.
Oh, I
That's
thought,
how-
I,
yeah,
I
that's how I
thought you were
figured.
back a little bit still, so I'll roll sneak attack then as well. I think
Oh
it's
god,
2d6.
she's dead.
Just let me know what your total was.
For sneak attack, another 8.
8. So 8 plus what was the original?
13.
So 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you lash out with the Dagger? Or with that same sword?
With the same sword.
Same sword? Okay. You lash out and do get her. Definitely going down sort of like a crescent moon shape, going from her cheekbone to the side of her mouth. And she recoils in pain as she reaches up and feels the blood starting to gush out of the wound. And it's her turn. She just looks up and says, "You fucking bitch." And she raises her gun.
Shit.
Actually, she is first going to use her bonus action to disengage, so she's going to move back about 20 feet or so, and then she's going to take a couple shots.
Okay.
So, that's a 19 on the die, so 22 to hit?
Yeah.
Do I not have another? Oh, there's it.
God, at this tiny level, I don't even have uncanny dodge yet.
No.
That is 11 points of piercing damage.
Shit.
And then she's going to take another one. God, is it 8? Is it
No,
8?
that doesn't hit. No.
You sure?
Positive.
You promise? Dang it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, good. But you guys watch as the halfling girl backs up and fires, and you feel this sharp pain go into your gut. What the hell was that? And just as she cocks the gun to fire another shot, you move out of the way, and the bullet collides with the wall, and the sound in this alleyway is deafening of the crashing sound of the bullet being fired. The first bandit is next. The one who is holding the wine is going to... He looked like he was kind of ready to get involved in a scuffle, and then the gun went off, and he just turns and runs with the wine in hand.
What a bitch.
The other bandit kind of looks to his friend who runs off, and then comes after Thurston, and is going to take out a scimitar and try to land an attack. That's an 18 on the die, so 21.
Yeah, shield won't help. Oh, sorry, I was trying to do math.
No.
I love the solid 5-second pause.
It's like, wait,
No.
if I...
You are going to take 5 points of slashing damage as you feel the scimitar slash across your back. And he says, "Just give us your money. Just give us your money. We won't kill you, I promise." Thurston, it is now your turn.
Okay. How far has this is Rhodes saying this, not Thurston. The little bitch stealing my wine.
Well, she is about 20 feet away, but the bandit that is holding the crate of wine ran away, down the street, away
no
from
longer
you guys.
in sight.
Yes. So
Darn it.
she is about 20 feet from you. The other bandit is right up next to you, right behind you.
If I step closer to the bandit, would I be able to see the other one?
You could maneuver in a way where you're not getting an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
And get a glimpse out onto the street. So I'll say, yeah, if you move in that direction, you can see him bolting, trying not to drop the big old crate of wine, but he is trying to bolt down the street.
Okay. Then I am going to twin spell and cast Witch Bolt, one at each of the fucks.
Nice. All right. That's at the bandit and the two bandits, or one bandit and the...
Each bandit.
Got it. Sounds
good.
The
one running, and the one that's standing now essentially really close to me. That wasn't the best idea, but that's fine.
Fine, that's a cool spell.
And I have to roll for each attack, yes? Because
Yes,
it counts
you
as
do.
2 separate? Okay.
Yep.
I know how to play sorcerer, I swear.
It's all good.
Well, that's a big fail. I don't think a 7 is going to hit.
7 will miss. I'll say I'll say, because your intent was to stop the dude with the wine, I'll say that's the first one that goes a little wide.
Okay.
What's your second one?
The second one is a 19.
19 will hit.
Wonderful.
Roll your damage.
Oh, that's max damage, 12.
Okay.
Did we just kill her?
Let me just put this out there, okay? So you fire the first witch bolt at the dude who's running down the street, and he like ducks just out of the way as the bolt collides with a lamppost, which like essentially explodes, and there's a little bit of oil and fire that falls to the ground. You hear him go, "Ah, ah," and he continues to run down the street. You turn, and with the same incantation, let loose this bolt into this bandit's chest, and he crumples to the ground, not moving, as his entire body is just racked with this pain, and then he stops moving.
I'm sure he
Shot
just
there,
passed
Steve.
out. He just passed out. I'm sure it's fine.
Sure. We are back up to the top with Cad.
I'm like kind of hold my side and look at the little halfling. You fucking bitch! You shot me. And I'm gonna go at her with my sword again.
Nice.
And this time I'm gonna swing at her face again to try to cut the other side.
Oh,
Just full Joker.
Joker, that smile.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Oh god, this is gonna come back and bite us.
18 plus 5. I'm assuming
yeah,
it's 23.
yeah.
I think. Okay. Is Thurston still in range? So for sneak attack. Just making sure.
Thurston is not.
No, sorry,
as
I
you
wasn't.
have to
So
move
just,
closer. So just
that's
standard
fine.
damage.
1d6 plus 3, that's 9 points plus 3 necrotic for 12 points of damage.
All right.
And then my offhand attack, same thing, just going back with the same sword.
Sounds good.
14 to hit.
14 will miss, unfortunately. She ducks just out of the way.
Alright.
At this point, she is going to look past Cad at the corpse that's on the ground and look back at Cad and just go. And she drops the gun. All right. Fine. You let me go. Then we could pretend that none of this ever happened, and you can go about the rest of your day. Okay?
I take my sword and I put the point of it right here. And I kind of kick out the gun towards Thurston and say, keep watch of that. And I say, I think that you're going to give me your gold instead.
And the wine. We need the wine.
And we need the wine back.
She, hold on. Sorry, I want to fix there we go. There's that. And then we're going to do this. Okay. She glares and you see her grit her teeth a little bit, but then kind of sort of nurse the wound in the side of her face. Sorry, fine. She pulls out a piece of wire, wraps it around her thumbs, and mutters an incantation. And you hear her say, "This is Elissa. Get back here with the wine. Just come back. You can reply to this message." She undoes the wire. And about 5 minutes later, you hear... actually, Thurston, you see, creeping around the corner, walking down the street, is the bandit that you tried to take a shot at. And he's looking very apprehensive. You see his hands are kind of shaking. You can hear the glass kind of rubbing up next to one another. And as he gets closer, he kind of like does one of like these with the wine as he like moves past you to go by Elissa. And he drops the wine on the ground and puts his hands up.
I put a little more pressure on her chin with the tip of my sword, not piercing her skin, but like if I just push a little harder, it will go right like up through. And I just say, "Do you want me to make your smile match on both sides?"
pouch and pulls out a coin purse and just throws it near the crate of wine, just as there.
And I look at the guy that took the wine. You too.
Make an intimidation check with advantage. I'm just curious on how high this will be.
17.
He looks between you and Thurston and his friend, and then also reaches and grabs his coin purse and places it near the wine. Alyssa speaks up. Listen. There's a misunderstanding, clearly. We did what you wanted. We were out of our league here. Just let us go. We did what you wanted, so now you can let us go.
Yeah, you should probably get your friend to a doctor pretty quick.
And I pull the sword away, but I
Completely.
leave enough pressure to just leave like a bit of a scrape under her chin. It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
They both run and grab their friend, and they disappear down the street as they hurry out of sight.
Once they're out of sight, I just kind of grab my side where she shot me, and because missing more than half my health points, and I kind of just double over a little bit and just look at Thurston like, "You need to get back to the tavern."
Yes, I've never really been good with any healing magic, so I'll take this. And he picks up the wine. He's carrying it by himself, and
You got the gold pouches too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure why you took those, but okay, here you go.
We need the money, and they thought they were going to take our gold, so I thought they might like to see how it feels.
Oh, I guess that's one way to teach a lesson. Okay.
Pocket the gold pouches. How much did I get, by the way?
You total about 30 gold, about 10 silver, and there are a couple of small rings and whatnot fitted with various gemstones and whatnot. None of these are, well, that you know of. None of these are magical in any way, but they just look like nicer rings.
Okay. I'll give Thurston 10 gold, and I'll keep 10 gold, and then I'll put the rest in the party's funds.
Sounds good. So you guys make your way back to the bar. What are the rest of you guys doing while this all is going down?
Whoever's keeping the party fun track of it, that would 30 minus 20. Yeah, so 10 in the party's funds, plus 10 silver.
I'll add it.
Okay, so you said 10 to party funds?
Yeah, 10 gold, 10 silver.
What about them rings with them gemstones?
I don't know what they're worth, so we'll have to ask maybe Gilmore if he's going to come to the party. We can...
Okay. But those are going to be party, like you're not intending...
Yeah, I'm not keeping them.
Okay.
Once
you're back and I know about these things, I'm going to take a look at them because I am looking for a very particular stone.
Sure.
Faraday, Arathea, and Dermot. What are you guys doing?
Depends on what.
There's not really anything that I need to do. Continuing to make sure I can help Marin in any way that I can. It's my party, after all.
I'll say that Dermot, you assist Marin with, finding the good party supplies, because it's not just, you can't just walk into a bar and expect like a big crazy thing. So she actually puts you to work in organizing the tables with nice tablecloths and all the stuff. But she is appreciative of the assistance.
I expect to be, running errands, going grocery shopping tomorrow morning. But otherwise, I am Marin's assistant.
That's good. Arathea, what are you doing?
I probably would have headed outside since we're not going to be in Whitestone much longer. and just spent some time by where the inn is. Is this an area that's fairly highly trafficked?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have probably found a comfortable spot, log, rock, something, and spend some time people watching.
Nice.
Spend some time people watching. Looked for anything interesting. Something cool looking, rock, leaf. Not very picky, but
Okay.
something that just catches my eye that would remind me of this place once we leave.
I will say that as you are seated outside and just relaxing, you find your eyes drawn to the massive sun tree. Even as night has fallen, it is still beautiful to behold. And as you are sitting marveling, throughout the time in Whitestone, typically anytime a breeze would roll by, you do see a couple of leaves sort of drift and dance their way down through the streets, and they're all this beautiful, brilliant red. Even though it's winter, it is still just lively and beautiful. One of these leaves sort of slowly flips and dances through the air and then finds itself landing right on your lap. And it's beautiful. It's a big ass leaf. But it is beautiful red color.
Nice. I'm definitely going to pocket it. Spend some time looking at it. Smile. Go back to watching people just going about their business.
Good.
Eventually probably see our friends show up.
Faraday, what are you finding yourself doing?
I think funny enough, Kermit being busy, she first inclination is to find a spot out of the way, sit, but never one to sit for too long, regardless of how. So initially she follows out of the tavern, and instead of just sitting like right outside the tavern to watch, she walks to the sun tree. And kind of like on the opposite side of where the tavern. And kind of takes a lap and then sits at the base.
I'm going to make a roll. As you are sitting, you find essentially a small bit of the roots and whatnot that have this tiny little spot where you can comfortably lay. And as you do, you kind of look up, and even though it's winter, and even though the wind is a little bit biting cold, and there's still some snow that's on the ground, you can't help but feel this little sense of warmth in this spot in the sun tree. And this sense of warmth just kind of calms you a little bit. Almost not quite to the point of like drowsiness or sleepiness, but it's just this nice, happy, warm feeling. And as you are relaxing and enjoying this wonderful feeling, you feel this wave of cold wash over you. And this, whatever sensation this is, it's almost as if the sounds of people moving through and minding their business and enjoying the festival, the sound kind of fades, and you're looking at the sun tree almost kind of in a daze, and you're almost seeing that some of the red is turning into green, and some of the roots seem to be moving a little bit more, almost as if you're in some sort of like a dream state where you're not quite sure that the sun tree should be moving in this way. And you kind of glance around you, and you're seeing these buildings slowly be overtaken by vines. Almost as if the nature around you is reclaiming what was once its home. Until it becomes this beautiful, warm glade. This glade looks somewhat familiar to you. As all the senses, all the colors are just sort of turned up a little bit. Everything just seems beautiful. There are these teeny little glowing lights and orbs that sort of hang in the air, and everything's all beautiful. But just while you're absorbing the beauty and the familiarity, there's also this tension. As you see, sort of oddly moving from behind one of these buildings, is a familiar-looking fae, whose construction almost is mostly like dryad-looking. So their clothes are the beautiful flower colors and floral patterns in this, and they are their roots that make up their body are this icy blue, and their eyes are this pure glowing white. And it almost sort of like this root twists up, so it almost looks like a sort of like a spiky hairstyle or something. And this creature just very, very lithely moves through this glade in the general direction towards you. And just sort of takes a seat as a root sort of grows from the ground to form some sort of stump. And they sit and they sort of cross their legs and they just sort of stare and just say, "Darling, you didn't think that I couldn't find you out here, did you?" What did you hope to gain by leaving me? I can give you everything. I can give you peace, give you food, I can give you love, I can give you adoration of those who witness your great deeds. But I can't give it to you if you don't return to me. And he almost does this caress along the side of your cheek. Know that I will welcome you back with open arms. But only for so long. I will let you enjoy a little vacation, if you will. But only for a time. If you have not returned to me in 1 year on this plane, then I will find you and bring you back myself, my darling pet. They sort of stand and give this expression that you just, it's infuriating because it looks almost like a maternal or paternal loving gaze. And as they start to turn and walk away, you're noticing that the vines and everything slowly start to fade. as the cold, biting wind of Whitestone returns and the warmth of the sun tree returns, and you almost blink, and everything, all of the vines, everything that was being materialized around you has returned to the Whitestone that you were just in.
And instead of the coloring, summer, vibrant, angry, and the sun tree, and almost defeated, as yet another thing has been. I walk away.
Okay. I will say at this point, those who are on the outside of the tavern, Arathea and Faraday, will hear a loud, piercing, crashing sound come not too far from you.
I look at Arathea and we bolt.
We
Okay.
bolt. In that
You
direction.
guys dash through the city streets and find Thurston holding a crate of 9 bottles of wine, and you find Kat with a large wound in her side that is noticeably dripping some blood out of in between her fingers.
What the hell happened to you?
I'm like out of breath. We ran into some people on the way back and got into a bit of a tussle, and she shot me with some weapon, one of the Whitestone made
At
shooting
that
weapons.
point, you do see some of the Whitestone guards have started to run in this general direction, and some of them actually see you, Kat, and say, "Are you all right? Do you need medical attention? What happened?" And some of the other guards move past to go look at the alleyway.
Arathea, use the wand.
I can take care of her.
I think it's still in there. I can feel it.
What do you mean still?
And I like
suddenly
show them
his expression kind of goes a little grave. Right. We need to lay her down. He looks and sees like a nearby like picnic table like set up for the Winter's Crest Festival. It says, "Here, bring her over here." And then he takes off his gauntlets. I know what's in there. Please lay her down. If you mean to heal the wound now, it will still be inside of her and it will cause more damage.
Okay. And I'll help her down.
Okay.
I step back next to her. And like,
nope.
This is so outside of anything I know. And I'll take a handle of the wine crate.
Okay.
That.
that Thurston's been like carrying by himself.
Yeah,
Lugging.
We're both not.
His arms are shaking a little.
He's actually just dragging it now like this.
This is a lot heavier than just carrying my staff, guys.
We're both
It's
not
much
super
better
strong,
that
but-
Faraday helps as opposed to like my 8 strength self.
His
9.
guns are gonna be sore tomorrow.
Faraday's not the strongest, but at least it can help a little.
Does she have a negative in that?
She does.
Damn it!
Dex-based fighter.
Weak ass party right here.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. We're fine. It's all
Kat,
good.
You are laid down on top of this picnic table, and the guard says, "I need you to bite down on this." And he pulls out a piece of like wood. Says, "This is going to hurt a lot."
Bite down on it.
He retrieves a small set of like very rudimentary medical tools, but he finds a set of pliers.
Oh god.
And kind of like pulls the not like ripping clothes off, but like pulls a wound open a little bit and says, "Okay, I have to dig this out."
I don't
need-
scream, but I make very loud, pained noises.
And I'll
Cadriel,
hold your hand.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Okay. 18.
18. You let out some painful grunts, but you grit your teeth, you bite down on the wood, you squeeze Arathea's hand, but not too bad.
It's fine.
You hear the guard go, "Oh, by the gods, it's not a solid bullet." And he pulls out a piece, and you see this teeny little broken piece of metal. There's more in there. But he digs back in. It's probably the most painful 5 to 10 minutes of your life as he is digging out this piece of essentially a hollow point bullet that exploded right when it made contact. But then after he gets the last piece out, he says, "All right, I believe that's all of it. I think you can do your healing magics now."
Okay. Well, let's test this. And I'll pull out the wand of healing.
Okay.
And I will use 5 charges. I will use 3 of its charges.
Okay. So it's 3d4, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. Hope
Yay,
this
D&D
works.
is happy. Good things happen when playing D&D.
I hope this works. Haven't used it before.
We were gonna throw a party. We were gonna.
I mean, we're still trying.
We saved the wine, okay?
That's true.
Cad reaches up and grabs you by the scuff of your shirt and says, "We are having that party."
I guess a funeral is a party.
Oh,
Dang.
Take that back.
wow.
Dang.
I can hear you, Thurston. I'm not unconscious.
Nope. That was Rhodes. That was not Thurston. Thurston would not say that.
Well,
Oh my God.
Robot says the rest of the campaign is the 6 months of physical therapy that Cadriel has to go through.
No, it's totally fine. You get back 9 points.
Okay, sweet.
You feel the wound piece itself back together and the nerves reconstruct themselves, and the wave of relaxation is now you only have a minor bruise over that part of your side.
I'm going to sit up slowly, and I will put my hands on myself and use my healing hands for the last 3 points of health back.
Nice. The bruise slowly fades away, and your skin is flawless, darling.
Look at the guard that fished out the bullet, and I just thank you. There was a halfling woman, white hair, pretending to be a child that had lost her mother, that she tried to rob us and mug us, and they didn't get away so fortunate in the end. But if you find her, she has a rather big slash across her face.
That will help with the search. Thank you so much for the information. I will make sure that they are brought to justice.
You might seek out the healers in town. We did a number on one of them that tried to harm my friend over there.
He looks up at Thurston and nods. Okay, thank you. We'll start the search right away. You have a place to stay, yes?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. I will make sure that this is done. Thank you so much. And if that's, I did my best with regards to retrieving the. Anyway, be safe. Get home. We'll conduct a citywide search. Thank you so much for the information. And he quickly packs his tools away, puts his gauntlets back on, and then takes off towards his compatriots.
Can I pick up the pieces of bullet that he fished out of me?
Sure. Yeah.
Just
You
put them in
find
my
these
pocket.
small shards of iron and steel covered in blood and a little bit of gore.
I'll wash them off later, but I pocket them in my little side pouch.
Sounds good.
Do you think this is a common thing? I mean, it seemed like he had tools to fish that out.
I would like to ask Mr. Gilmore about that. If we see him before we leave town.
I feel like we should. At
I've
least
had my fair share of fights, and that was the most painful aftermath by far.
Well, it would be good to know if that's something to expect around these parts.
I don't know what the other sound was, though.
The other sound.
Wasn't there a crashing?
Oh, sorry. That was me describing a gunshot without saying, "Oh, there's a gunshot."
Oh. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think I could use that drink now at Marin's place. Perhaps we should get back.
And I'll step back and brush myself off and offer a hand up, even though sort of really need it, but it's polite. It's polite.
I'll take her hand. Say thank you. That one certainly came in handy.
Yeah. A little bit sooner than I'd expected, but I guess
at least we know
more
it
for
works.
that. Yeah, that's true. We know it works, and I think I'll need to thank Gilmore before we leave.
Yes. I look at Faraday and Thurston. You guys need more help with the crate?
No.
Are you, like, I turn to Thurston, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think really we did more damage to them than was done to us. I mean, not saying that what happened to Cad wasn't bad or anything, just overall.
How many of them were there?
There were 3 of them.
3? And
I'll take the 2 rings out of my pocket and say, they tried to rob us, and we taught them a lesson. I don't have much use for these rings, and I'll hand them to Arathea. Maybe you can do something with them.
Take a look. I'll take a look at them really quick. What kind of rings are we?
You find a ornately crafted silver ring.
Okay.
You find a golden ring with a ruby as sort of the main gemstone that's flanked by smaller diamonds. And you find another silver ring. This one was a thinner band with a very ornately crafted base where a sapphire sits.
Okay. So 2 silver, one with a sapphire, one without. Ornately crafted. Silver with sapphire. And the design on them, not anything in particular ornamental, or does it look like something in particular, either a crest or...
Make a investigation check. As I
Oh.
headbutt my microphone.
Whatever.
Investigation. Oh, I'm really glad I get advantage on those. 23.
23. The silver the silver ring with the sapphire is clear that this was ornamental, and you could probably guess that this was like a wedding ring. The other 2 don't really seem to be. It's difficult to really tell exactly if they meant any emotional, significance, but they're a little bit more basic in terms of their construction. So they're not as, I guess, well crafted. The silver ring with the sapphire is definitely, just with your discerning eye, that one's going to be the more expensive of the 3.
Okay. I'll pocket them for now. I feel like I should perhaps maybe bring them to the guards. I mean, if they were trying to steal from you, then I would assume they've tried this before.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like they had a carefully crafted plan.
Certainly did.
Well, let's get it. Let's get inside. Get that wine in before someone else steals it. Or tries.
And as you're saying that, you walk into the Wild Rose Tavern, and you find Dermot standing next to Marin as she is looking at the table arrangement that he put together, and she goes, no. These napkins don't go with this tablecloth, okay? We need to use the different kind. I need you to go back into the kitchen. I need you to fetch the blue napkins that are just above the... And she kind of gives like this list of random directions to you.
I listen attentively, and I, on my second attempt at least, do exactly what she asks.
As you step back into the kitchen, she sees the rest of you enter, kind of smirks, and then takes the blue napkins and starts placing them at the other spots on the table. Just kind of looks up at Cad and goes, "What? He's helping me out." And then she continues setting up the rest of the tavern. There's a couple patrons sort of nearby. Nobody of note in particular, but yeah, you guys are inside the Wild Rose Tavern. I'd say at this point, Dermot, after you go back and can't find the mysterious napkins that she's talking about, you come back and she says, you know what, you're good. That was actually a really good suggestion with the blue. I like it.
I just give her a wry smile.
You're off the hook. I appreciate the help. You're off the hook. Go tend to your friends.
Throwing parties is what I do best, and I'm happy to help.
All right, you get your strike back. Go. Continues setting up the rest of the room.
I saunter back over to the group and say, with a sweeping hand, say, "How does it look?"
You guys see that the the bar room is decorated with beautiful sort of finery along the walls. There is silver and blue tapestries and decorations that have been put up. You can see that each table has a very nicely made tablecloths with some blue napkins on them. Each has a nice, small, like crystalline looking candle holder, each with its own little candle. It's actually a really nice redecoration of the room.
I like it.
Looks great.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Very, very beautiful.
We brought back some of the wine.
I was just about to ask how the rest of you did.
Well, some good, some bad. And take the wine.
got a shot.
I glanced at the blood stain on her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is that something that I noticed? Do you want me to make a perception check or something?
You don't even need to make a perception check. It's a large stain on her armor or on her coat.
Oh,
are you all right?
I am now. I wasn't for a
moment. I hold I begin to, wave my hand over it and stop myself. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Prestidigitation the blood away.
Thank you, Dermot. You don't happen to know men, do you?
Damn it, no!
Mending, not as much.
As Dermot waves his hand and the blood slowly disappears, you can actually see that the hole, since it is a magical item, the hole has actually already been stitched together with some mysterious force behind it.
That's really useful.
Handy. Love this coat.
It's a shame it's too big for me.
It is a shame.
We'll have to find a second one.
We'll have to save up your gold and get you that robe. We did add some to the party funds. Some
Why do you think I'm throwing a party?
Well, people thought they were going to take our gold, so well,
We killed one of them.
No, we don't know that.
Thurston.
We suspect.
Actually, technically, Robot is correct. The one who deals the last blow can decide if they kill or maim or knock unconscious or whatever. You literally knocked out his entire hit points with one hit. That was the only reason that I was like, he's probably dead. But
That's fair. It's mostly that Thurston has never done combat with other humans.
got it.
Like,
That's
so he's
fine.
like, no, that guy obviously just got knocked out. That's
Rhodes-
obviously what just happened.
Whether you knew it or not, you literally, with that phrasing, hit right on the head how Thurston looks at combat. I've never done combat with another guy.
I mean, he's done like training though, I bet. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
But not like actual in
like at the
field.
gym.
Right.
Are we all talking about the same thing now? Because
This is a
What kind of gym
PG-13 show. Like R-rated.
What happens in the sauna stays in the sauna.
No
Just-
judgments. If anything, there's encouragement.
just making sure I'm on the right page. Is everyone else? Clearly not.
Well, they
Different
thought they
stuff.
were going to take our gold, so I made them leave theirs with us. And we left.
Seems
At this
only
point,
fair.
that Marin returns from the kitchen and sees the crate of wine. Says, "Ooh, 9 bottles. Okay, all right." And she takes one out and goes, "There's no label on these."
This is actually their newest reserve wine, 30 years old. They hadn't quite released it yet, so you will be the first and exclusive bar to have it.
Can I just keep you? And she's looking at the bottles of wine and seeing like the small like seal in the bottom right corner where the date or the decade is written. I'm gonna go put these up. Thank you so much. Now, how much do I owe you?
Oh, they didn't actually say how much, but I think don't worry about it. I'll make sure it just comes out of the family estate, but they did set up an account for you, so you will be good to go for future.
God, Marin gives you a big hug. Thank you. Thank you. And she lets go. Sorry, that was weird.
People just want to work today.
Business
It's
face.
fine.
Okay. No, I've been trying to get that connection for years, so thank you so much. Oh, awesome. And she immediately, like, excitedly, like, goes and starts putting the bottles of wine up on the very top shelf. But yeah, you are all now back at the tavern. What you guys doing?
Dermot, are you still bartending?
I suppose I am, Marin.
You're off the hook. I got it. What do you guys want?
I'd like 2 pints.
Done.
Slide her the... These are both
Two-
for me. I don't know what you guys want.
2 pints sounds fantastic. I'll also have 2 pints.
She's like getting all of her tankards, and she's like, "Wait, are you each ordering 2 for yourselves?"
Just one.
Okay. Thank you.
Just
A couple minutes go by, and you guys find yourselves with freshly poured pints in front of you.
The first one, I just chug it straight down.
chug.
You can have this one back, and then I drink the second one. And a more paste.
Like a normal person.
Yep.
Nice.
Are you supposed
Nice.
to drink them that fast?
I got shot, Earthia.
True.
I needed a drink.
Could you all cover the?
Okay. Yeah. 5 silver total for everything.
Ooh.
I'm eyeing my drinks, debating whether or not I should try and do that.
Oh, God. Say, Marin, I don't want to make you cook, but is there anywhere near here that we might be able to get some food?
I've got stuff. like already ready to go. It's cooking right now. I've got like some pot
I'll
roast
take
and some potatoes.
I'll take a plate of whatever you've prepared.
Sounds good. She goes into the kitchen and comes back with a plate of a small piece of beef, a couple pieces of potatoes, and some freshly made vegetables, steamed vegetables. Nicer
that sounds
plate
so
of food.
good.
I
That sounds so good.
I actually follow Marin into the kitchen and grab a small plate for the rest of us. And then help her bring all of the plates.
Gotcha.
Nice.
She actually, like, when it comes time to bring out the food for everybody else, she actually just brings out almost like Thanksgiving dinner, just like small platters of the things.
So awesome.
Just says, yeah, just it's on the house tonight. It's part of your room fee. How about that?
Thank you.
Thank
Of course. I won't ask about the bloodstain.
Let's just say your wine costs some blood as well as whatever Thurston's family is paying for.
I'm glad you're in one piece.
Thank you.
There's a specific kind of liquid, actually. It's you pull it from milkweed that actually removes blood out of clothes really, really well. So that's just in personal experience. If it ever, and she actually looks at the spot where the stain was, or you just do magic at it. That's cool too. Just if you ever find yourself without magic.
No, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, milkweed broth is actually a really good way to clean it out. So anyway,
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, just let me know if you guys need anything. I'll be behind the bar. I'll finish everything up.
I want to know if Arthea chugged the beer also.
Well, Arthea tried to chug the beer. What do I roll to discover if this actually happened?
Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw.
Yes. That's the saving throw song, by the way.
Oh,
That's
I love the
awesome.
saving throw song.
Saving throw song. Oh God.
You started giggling before you even finished the roll.
She knew.
5.
Oh,
Okay.
it's like she knew.
Nope.
Well,
I mean-
Arthea, you in your travels, you're getting accustomed to the taste of ale. It's taking a little bit to get used to, but in this moment, we're trying to chug it.
Mhm.
You couldn't quite get there, and actually some of it comes out the nose a little bit as you're trying to. It's just, and now your tankard is a mixture of backwash, maybe some snot,
Oh.
and then also ale.
Oh.
You got maybe a fourth through.
You okay?
I pat her on the back.
I take her tankard and I replace it with my untouched. And I just leave hers like.
I don't know how you do that.
You kind of open the corners of your mouth and you breathe while you're doing it, and just, it takes some practice.
Yeah, I think I'll.
Please don't actually breathe while you're chugging an ale.
This is how she ended up.
You have to let air in.
Maybe I'm thinking that may have been your problem. The trick is to don't breathe
The poor girl's
while
gonna
you're
drown.
doing it.
Maybe
I like
just
to imagine that
I'm just gonna
Thurston
drink
is
it normal. It's fine. It's
Just
fine.
like, I don't. Okay, this is happening.
I mean, I just wanted to try it. I've seen people do it. They were successful.
I mean, you just saw me do it, but just enjoy your pint. I think we need to get Faraday a new one.
We do.
Yeah.
You
If we
guys-
do go by my house, maybe don't do that in front of my mother.
Well, do you serve ale at your house?
Actually, I don't think we even have any ale in our house.
Problem solved.
Thurston's never raided the alcohol cabinet at the estate.
No, they probably got some. There's probably plenty.
No,
of
it's
liquor.
probably all top shelf wine.
Yeah.
That's true. Actually.
Wine and whiskey and of the.
By the age of 10, Thurston was aerating.
All of the kinds of things that are actually in your house.
He was going through wine training, and he had a little plastic wine glass to practice aerating the wine.
Picture him like swishing it around and being like, hint of blackberry. Oh, some mint and hickory. That's great.
A little bit of spice on the back of the tongue. Excellent vintage.
The trainer's like, that was grape juice. We'll try again.
That was pomegranate.
You're at the breakfast table. It's okay to just drink your grape juice.
He's throwing every drink at each meal.
Did nobody decant this orange juice this morning? Tastes positively closed off.
Oh my god.
To be fair, they probably did decant the orange juice.
They probably totally did.
It came in one of those big ass glass pitchers.
I need all of the Thurston memes ever.
I love it.
Robot, that's your homework. Find us some Thurston memes.
I love Thurston.
I heart him. He's gonna be like, he's like the etiquette code.
Yeah. But as you guys are sitting at the table, you actually just now kind of absorb that Faraday looks a little bit different.
Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah, are you full summer or was it just your hands?
No, full. Like, I don't get to choose what parts.
Oh, so you go like raging summer.
It's like all summer. I don't get to choose what parts.
And that is why Dermot has not, like, addressed
Oh, yeah.
Faraday directly, because Dermot does not like summer Faraday.
Oh.
Faraday's mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's deserved, but summer Faraday has very little patience for Dermot's antics.
Can I, like, pause for a second, like, with, like, mid-bite and be like, Faraday, what? I should have noticed before, but there was a hole in my side.
Oh my god, you can't just ask people why they're red. Sorry.
That was perfect.
Faraday, why are you summer?
That was perfect.
Oh my god.
Point taken. Are you...
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just decided to match the sentry a little bit.
Are you sure?
Okay, I have a question.
Can I roll insight?
Yep.
I have a question first.
Okay, so with regards to insight or whatever in between players, I don't want to rule out roles, but I want, you guys to have that sort of interaction as it on its own. Like if you, as your character, can register something's obviously not right, then like you can continue to push and kind of have that conversation. But the skill checks against another player, I'm going to kind of start leaning against that a little bit, just because RP is,
Yeah, that's fine. I just I'll just kind of like look at Faraday and watch her mannerisms for a few moments.
I accept it totally.
My question for Sam: I feel like this is something Dermot would know. Do you have a favorite season to be in?
Spring or fall, typically. She doesn't really like winter. She'll tolerate winter. Mostly she's in winter as long as you've seen her because of Winter's Crest, and it matches. So it makes her feel a little better. But typically you would know because we've been traveling for like 2 years going on this point together. She typically prefers spring or fall.
Okay.
Our favorite.
So the summer look is not something that is seen very often.
Dermot would know that. Typically not, unless it's that season and they're in a proper place for it, or other.
Okay. I do not press her about this. She wanted to match the sun tree. I, at least for the moment, I am going to take that at face value.
I think it's perfectly logical. It's a very pretty tree.
You look very nice.
I just watch Faraday.
The rest
She
of the
does
night.
look nice.
The rest of the night passes without any incidents, anything else. Morning does find you guys, and
Where does it find us?
it finds you
Still
in
at the table.
closet. I don't know why I said in a closet. I'm out of that bitch. You
It finds you in a ditch, having just failed your second death save.
in a van
That'd be a great
van
way.
down by the river.
So it more like found you in the walk-in next to your shoe collection,
Yeah.
putting on your.
Only Thurston.
Yeah.
The rest of us are like,
Jeez. People have bags of holding. Thurston has a closet of holding.
It's a
I need a closet of holding. Real talk.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Keyword handy walk-in closet.
1d4.
That'd be amazing. Be amazing. All right, continue. Sorry. I gotta take my.
Does anybody want to do anything during the day before the party and everything kicks off?
The only point that I would like to make first, before we go to bed, because Dermot and Faraday share a room, I just make a comment when it's just the two of us, that, if you wanted to tell me what was bothering you, you could.
I know. Fine.
You know I don't believe you, but I won't press it. And that's it.
I want to hug the both of you.
I know.
No. Is Faraday still red in the morning?
Yeah.
No. She's not. Okay. That winter that we had discussed last week, where it was like with the crocuses, like the like spring winter's gone. It's definitely back to like real
White
icy. Yeah, but she's back to winter.
Today's our last day, isn't it? Town.
Yeah, we leave.
So, I know we talked about potentially wanted to see Gilmore, or see if you could get an idea on those fragments.
I would like to ask Gilmore about it. I am curious if Arathea, you know that it's not. We don't have weapons like that where we come from.
We have large ones, but nothing that small.
But
I've seen them
I
on
would like to
ships.
know. It was. I would like to know if we're going to be up against that here in Taldor more. It changes things for me.
Thurston, go ahead and make me a history check. And then Arathea, if you want to make a history check, it would be with disadvantage. Just with kind of knowledge on what these kinds of weapons would be. 9. It's a respectable 9.
12
9.
12 plus 5, 17.
17? That's a disadvantage?
Oh shit, no it wasn't. That was the first one. Nope. Let's see. 13.
13? Okay. Arathea, I forget, did you guys grab those books from Gilmore?
Yes, I took all 3 of them.
Okay.
I have one.
You have one?
I
Okay.
think I have Tusk Glove.
Yeah, you have Tusk Glove. I've already read Tusk Glove, so I passed it on Saturday.
That's right,
I
that's
gotta
right.
add that to my.
I read it on the boat
inventory.
ride.
I gotta add that to my inventory.
Yeah, I read it
You-
on the boat ride, but I have the actual like Legends of Vox Machina.
Okay.
The Darrington book, and then the other one, which I think is a do.
Like Gods of Wildmount or something like that.
No, it's Tower of Lies. It's a mystery novel. But I would have started with the recent history just because I'm not that familiar with what has
Sounds
happened
good.
in terms of like the last 100 years or
After thumbing through the Legend of Vox Machina, you do definitely come across some passages that tell you of Percival Derolo and his work with firearms, and that his goal was to destroy any research he had on those items. In the recent history, you know that there was a point where he literally threw his own weapons away, purely because he didn't want anybody else to duplicate them. And I'd say, Thurston, with a 9, you remember some vague knowledge on when... Shit, which one was it? The Black Dragon. What was the name of the Black Dragon in the Chroma Conclave?
Umbrasol.
Umbrasol. That was the one that was just outside of Western, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember hearing
shit.
stories of when Umbrasol had been defeated, this gigantic black dragon. And you remember people saying that Vox Machina was a part of it, and one of them was using some strange rifle item that somewhat matches what Cadriel is describing.
I mean, yeah. I remember hearing a story about it when I was younger. Everyone has stories about what happened when the Black Dragon attacked. I mean, I never put too much stock in it, but it sounds like it's a weapon that has existed before. Some sort of, I guess, almost like a shrunken down cannon that can projectile out. I'm afraid I don't really know much. I just kind of assumed people were making that part of the story up.
I mean, I've seen the large size. They have those back home, but we don't have miniature ones. I mean, from what I've been reading, they were a thing here, at least for a while, going back, I don't know, the last 20 or so years. But as far as anyone knew, or maybe wants to know, they were supposed to have been destroyed. There weren't a lot of them in the first place, it doesn't seem like. I mean, do you have the weapon?
I kicked it towards Thurston when we were in the alleyway.
Clutch decision time. Did Thurston pick up the gun? Did you both reach for the gun? Both reached for.
Cujo, you gotta do it. Do the tagline.
Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both reached for the gun. Oh yes, they both reached for the gun Yeah, that's right. I know that fucking song.
I was gonna say more, like the title of our show.
Oh, you mean like Decisions and Dragons?
Yes, that.
Oh, we could also call it They Both Reached for the Gun.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. She did ask him to make sure that it was kept away. So yeah, he probably picked it up.
Okay.
And, put it in his bag, but didn't, it probably didn't occur to him while, someone was digging in his friend's intestines to bring it up,
But yeah, you reach into your bag and pull out a small revolver. It is made of very shiny steel with some golden filigree along the barrel. And it has a brown wooden handle. And yeah, you just kind of examine this odd thing, and it looks very nice. Very nicely made.
He's like holding it by like the end of the handle, like this thing.
Maybe don't point it at anybody.
No, it's pointed down.
I mean, it looks very well crafted, and I would imagine there aren't many people who could do this kind of work.
Does it say anything on it?
Make a perception check.
See if there's like a maker stamp or something, kind of like bottles.
30-20.
30-20?
30-20.
What languages do you know?
Several of them. Celestial, Common, Marquesian, Thieves' Camp, and Undercommon.
You do see a small collection of calligraphy that's like carved into the handle itself that kind of crawls up the curve of the handle. It's in a language you do not understand, but you do see that there's something there.
Looks like there's some writing right there, and I kind of like point it out, but like I don't want to like get too close to touch it. I can't read it though.
I cast comprehend languages.
That
Oh,
works
Damn.
too.
I read it because I'm a wizard. And they do that.
that's kind of their thing to read.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, this is something we do
It's true.
very well.
It's all that book learning.
Yep.
Nerd.
You find something confusing. It is, I'm so sorry. What languages do you know again? I'm so sorry.
So
all of them.
I know Common, Deep Speech, Elvish, and
Okay.
Undercommon, and then I guess with comprehend languages.
You just know you can. Okay, cool.
I know I understand
totally.
any written language. Assuming it takes 1 minute to read a page, so
Got it.
presumably slightly shorter to read a barrel of a gun or a.
You see that the script is in Elvish, and when you cast comprehend languages, essentially what the spell does is that it sort of takes the text that's in front of you and sort of almost like Harry Potter when Tom Riddle is writing his name and you see the letters and whatnot, they slowly form in front of the item. They're backwards. But it reads ataraxia.
How's that spelled?
ATARAXIA.
Ataraxia. And I don't recognize the word.
Make a history check with disadvantage.
I do not recognize the word. History. 6 + 5, 11.
11. Yeah, try going through your books real quick. The name doesn't strike any memory or anything like that.
But it was reversed.
Yes. When
Similar to how
when you cast the spell, and even when you're looking at the runes themselves, it's like somebody wrote it backwards.
Similar to how the rune on the gravestone was flipped.
You could make that deduction, yes.
Has anyone heard of ataraxia? A person, place? I really don't know. It's something I've ever come across. That's what it says, though.
Sounds
With a-
familiar.
10 history? Eh.
Doesn't ring a bell. Rhodes, you said that with such confidence.
No.
Yeah.
It's like middle of the road.
I mean,
Dermot just shakes his head.
no.
Fortunately, I've never heard the word before.
Well, I guess that's one more mystery, but the writing? It's not the same writing, or it doesn't look like the same writing we saw in the cemetery, but the engraving is similar. Remember how Gilmore said that the ruins were upside down or they were flipped?
Mhm.
That's what this
We could
looks
ask
like.
him, see if he's ever heard of it.
Well,
Maybe we should go find Gilmore.
one last trip for questions before we.
For our party.
I'm sure
For-
he'll love it.
Well, I mean, if we're going off and these things are floating about,
We leave it
it'd be good.
here. Turn it.
Should we take it to him?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could bring it. We could bring it with us to him, certainly. I think.
Did Thurston and Arthea kind of relay that it was Lord Derolo that had created the guns and wanted to get rid of them to the party? Like, did you guys?
Yeah, I kind of relayed the really, really recent history in a very, very short version of basically these things existed over the last, say, couple decades. That
If
they were.
if
They
we show
should.
it to-
They should not be floating around, though. These are not like a widely distributed thing, and Lord Derolo would have at least attempted to stop their production. But it's knowledge. I mean,
if we show it to Gilmore, though, he would know who and how to get it to the person that would be able to destroy it.
he might also know who would be able to craft it. Because I can't imagine that there are that many people with that type of skill.
I think it would be worth our time. I mean, aside from finding that bakery that we didn't get to go to last night, I think that walking tour of Whitestone, we might as well go find Gilmore. I think it would be a good idea. Especially if you said that it matches the way the rune was written. We could face more of this where we're going.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the same writing or anything, but it just seems odd that we would encounter two similarly written ruins in our time. And what we've only been here, what?
Like 2 days? Has it been 2 days?
2 days.
Longer,
think
but
days.
I mean,
2 or
Days,
3
days.
days.
it's an awful. That's an awful coincidence, I think. And I don't know, something about it just kind of gets under my skin.
My favorite phrase for a player to say.
Start looking at my skin.
Ask.
Before we leave, I just ask Marin, hey, we're on our way out. Is there anything else that you need for this evening's festivities that we should pick up?
No. I think we're already all set. Actually, with your help yesterday, we were ahead of schedule, so I think we're actually doing pretty good. So,
Excellent.
thank you, Dermot, for the assistance.
You're welcome. It is my pleasure.
She gives him like an eye roll, and then continues serving some of the other patrons their breakfast and all that.
Okay.
All right, you guys are heading back to Gilmore's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You leave the bar, turn to your left, walk about 30 or 45 feet or so to the door of the house where you've been meeting with Gilmore. And you can see that there is a light on inside. You knock on the door, and the door opens to see Gilmore with a mug of coffee. His hair is up in a bun, and it's a little messy. His eyes are a little sunken, and he goes, oh, God. Yes, please, come inside. Just pardon me while I freshen up. He opens the door a little bit more. You can see that he has on like an undershirt and like boxers and like fluffy slippers on under the robe, which is just open. And he just sort of walks over to one of his chairs and plops down.
God, close your robe, Mr. Gilmore.
Hmm? Oh,
The mouse is not in the house.
Jesus. He said he was wearing boxers.
That doesn't mean the mouse is in the house.
If he's man-spreading.
He really just kind of looks down and then just crosses his legs and pulls the robe over himself. Why are you looking down below? I'm just saying it's not for you. And he takes another drink of coffee.
I'm lying, sir, but you look
Good
like
morning,
hell.
Dermot, you know that jovial, excited Gilmore that you're so used to?
Yes.
Yes, he's not here right now. There's Morning Gilmore, and I need you to use the voice that you would use if you were in a china shop trying to stealth your way through.
Dermot, you could wake him up like you wake us up all the time.
No, oh no.
Please don't.
No.
Can I roll insight on Gilmore?
Sure.
And if he'll
To see what his face looks like at that comment?
Is it a natty? Christ.
It's a natural one.
It's
A
perfect.
natural this one.
It's perfect.
He looks happy
Oh no.
and super energized to you. You think he's just joking around.
Oh god. Please don't blow up his house.
Guys, he looks fine. He's already awake.
Yes, already awake. Mm-hmm.
Did you have a late night, Gilmore?
Did you come in here for a reason, or is it just to judge my morning setup, if you will?
Well, we had a reason, but your setup was rather distracting.
Well, I can't help it that I'm so beautiful even when I'm fucking tired. What do you want?
But
We are making friends today.
Oh yeah.
We were wondering two things.
Mm-hmm.
First, we were wondering if you had ever heard the term ataraxia. Something that we had come across that we thought you may know more about.
No, I'm not familiar with any diseases or anything named ataraxia. That's new for me.
Should we come back later?
No, it's fine. I'm here. He takes another big gulp of his coffee. No, it's too late. You have my attention. Go on. I'm interested. Just ignore my resting bitch face. It'll go away as the coffee kicks in.
Well, we found the term on this, and Thurston sets the gun on the table.
Sorry, I'm typing at the same time so I can keep notes for myself. His brow furrows, and like some of the like bitchiness was him putting on a front and like kind of like joking with you guys and whatever. But then you put the fucking handgun on his table. Where did you find this?
She was shot with it last night.
Who shot you? He picks up the gun and examines every piece of it, holding it. You know, he opens up the chamber, counts how many rounds, looks at the bullets, all of that. He gets real in-depth looking at this thing.
I stupidly didn't write down her name. Something like Alyssa. Alicia or something like that.
Alicia.
Alicia. I pull out the fragments of the bullets as well. This is the guard fished these out of my side.
He
He's a
like half
halfling.
snatches them and says,
It
"Go
was
on, go on."
a halfling woman pretending to be a child in distress. White hair. She had 2 men with her that, well, I mean, Thurston and I were coming back from the winery for the party over at Marin's tonight, and they, tried to take our gold and the wine that we were bringing back.
He is listening as he is examining the gun, and he heaves a sigh.
It was very painful. I've been hit with spells and stabbed with things, and this was worse than anything I've ever felt.
These were supposed to have all been destroyed by Lord Derolo. And what worries me is that this, and he even looks at the filigree and everything. This is made by somebody else. I don't know who. Obviously, they like to glorify their weapons of destruction. But this is not of white stone make. I can tell you that. I've spent enough time here and enough time with Vox Machina and Lord Derolo to know exactly what he is working with in that regard, and this is not something of his creation.
But it's something like his creation.
Very much so. And he looks at the script. And then goes over to his desk and pulls out the drawing of the rune. These are too many coincidences. He takes out a quill and writes down exactly the inscription on the gun and adds it to his small list now of oddities that he has seen since you have all made your way into town 3 days ago.
It's us. It's all us.
I will examine this further so that I can see if I can deduce any other information about this. Did the guards apprehend this Alicia?
I don't know. We told them where we left them, and I told them that I had cut her face pretty badly with my sword, and we told them to check the healers in town because Thurston, well, he did quite a number on one of her friends, and it was really impressive, but we went on our way.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. He reaches back into the drawer where he fetched the magic items that you guys had received, and he pulls out a small journal with a quill that's hidden in the binding. Just a small, simple leather journal. And says, "Hold on to this." And he puts it on the table. And then he pulls out a similar journal from his robe. And he opens up the journal, takes the quill, and writes on the first page. And then gestures to the journal in front of you.
I open it.
You open it, and on the first page, like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, you see in very fancy writing, "My name is Sean Gilmore," with a little flourish. These will let us communicate over long distances. If I find any more information on these, I don't even know what to call them, oddities, I will communicate this in our little journal here. This will be our shared journal of exploration. I don't know what to call them. I honestly I was trying to think of a way for Vox Machina to communicate with one another. This was chief among them, but Grog doesn't do the writing thing, and it was just a lot more trouble than it was worth. So I developed another. That's a side note. These have been sitting in my inventory for God knows how long. So this will have to be how we communicate, but at least we can communicate across the plane through writing. If you find any more, and he actually looks to Arthea, if you find any more of those runes, mark them in this journal, and I will add them to my list here and see what research I can perform. Again, and I don't want to reiterate what I was saying before, but I don't want to alert Vox Machina of anything for reasons. So if you do, on your travels, find any more of these oddities, just communicate it in the journal, and I will move it here.
Okay. You said that you found a way for them to communicate with each other.
Yeah. Yes, I developed an earring of message. Essentially, you could just gesture. Tarian was a fan of the dangly bit, but he would play with the earring, you'd gesture it a little bit, and you'd be able to communicate with everybody also wearing a ring within, what was it, 120 feet or something like that?
That's the spell.
Yeah, I don't recall. Yeah, I think
Theirs was a little further, but I think.
Oh, it might have been like a mile.
Yeah,
No.
I think
That's it.
Yeah, I think it's like a mile. Or
They had
that.
a
But the
Would
spell message.
Would you be able to make it so that we can talk to each other?
I haven't forged any of those in quite some time. It would take me a little bit of time and materials, and I hate to turn on Business Gilmore in the middle of Morning Gilmore because that's the worst combination, let's be fair. But that I would have to charge for, because that's a pretty high-level enchantment, given the range as well, a mile. I would say I could put it on my to-do list, and I can work up a invoice, and he looks over at Thurston, a reasonable invoice with the discount included. And then once it's completed, I can communicate this to you, and then we can figure out a means of getting them to you.
I think that would be very helpful if you would be willing.
You know my damn self. If you could potentially get the invoice, not any work done necessarily, but just the invoice within the next couple of weeks.
I can do this.
Okay.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not saying, that you're my, A-team here, but you are kind of doing me a favor by helping out the Ben Mest and everything. So, yes, I will work something up, and I will communicate it to you when I have it through the journal.
Wonderful, thank you.
Is there a limit to the messages?
With the earring or the
No, with the journal.
Journal is plain wide. I thought that was a pretty nice enchantment myself. There's no distance limit on that, but apparently Grog was not a fan.
What about word limit?
Oh god, it's gonna get letters.
I didn't really program any particular limit. These are pretty powerful items, so there's no particular restriction. Just as long as you can fit it on a page, then it will communicate over to me. And if it takes multiple pages, it might take a little bit, but I'll eventually receive the message.
Good to know.
You should be in charge of this, Arthea. Slide the journal over to her.
See, that's much nicer when you do that, as opposed to pick it up and throw it at me.
Why would I throw it?
Oh, no, yeah, their past experiences coming back to play.
No. Just put it in her pocket.
Now then, and I hate to be rude, but if there's nothing else, I'd very much like to finish my coffee and get a nice massage to wake myself up.
Oh, one question before we leave. You said that this isn't Whitestone make.
No.
How many others on the continent, say, could potentially make something like this that you're aware of?
The only one that I know of that had the knowledge and forethought to create something like this was killed by Lord Derolo, and her gun was disposed of as well. It's exceedingly rare that the information somehow managed to get to anybody else. Perhaps she had some connections. It's doubtful, though, given that she was so laser focused on causing problems for Vox Machina.
Where was she? Does she live here, or?
Well, her story is kept somewhat tight-lipped by Lord Derolo. I can do a little bit of research and see if I can maybe gently pry some information from him. It might take some time.
Maybe where her story ended.
Would I know anything of her from my time in Marquette?
Make a history check.
Nope. 4.
4. Doesn't. I mean, this person that he's referencing doesn't really seem to catch your ear. You know, I mean, you've heard of some stories of Vox Machina's endeavors, but this is new to you.
Sure.
Well, I guess it's good to know that there aren't people around every corner making.
Yes,
Yeah.
Percy was very clear on what he did, and the entire town was scoured to ensure that nobody else had any sort of materials or plans to make any similar weapons that he used to wield. Now he is strictly a fencer, which I do admire.
Your hair.
Thank you.
Enjoy your rub down. Hopefully you'll be at the party tonight.
There's a party?
It's going to be playing at the Wild Rose.
Hey, if you continue raking in money for Marin, I'm one happy father. That means she can afford college, maybe. I don't know. I'm
Sure,
going to
Derek.
go drink my coffee now, if that's all right.
Sure.
We'll
Have a
see you
good day.
tonight then.
Yes, I'll be by.
Turn and leave.
Leave.
Get out of his hair.
All right. You guys leave Gilmore's. What else would you guys like to do before the party?
It was my plan to do a very little bit of advertising. I just want to ensure that I don't want to like pack them in like sardines, but I want to make sure it's a busy night.
Make me a general persuasion check.
That is not spectacular, but it'll work. 15.
15. You go to the main square and you do manage to talk up a couple of people. You actually do spot some of the adventurers that you had seen sort of hanging out in the Wild Rose Tavern a couple days prior. One of them was the elven person who had winked at Thurston. They seem to be all about it. And you feel satisfied that you've got a decent amount of people who say that they're interested in this party.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you guys wish to do before the party kicks off?
Only that I want to make sure that there is a reserved table for the stableman.
Okay. You guys all reconvene in the Wild Rose Tavern, and give me a second while I do some.
Oh, sorry. Before the party started, Thurston does change his outfit.
Yeah, I think Cadriel will put on her nice outfit as well, but she conceals one of her short swords somewhere in there.
Nice.
Dermot is always wearing his nice outfit.
I am the nice outfit.
I hope he polished Fiona.
Well, yeah.
I like the idea that right before, like, the only thing he really does when he has to dress up is he takes some wax and, like, goes at his eyebrows, so he has the gladiator dude's eyebrows, the ones that come out to here.
Twisted up in the end.
And his mustache.
Yes. Oh, don't actually do it, though, please.
Oh,
Oh God, it hurts me. Oh God.
Alright. That looks ridiculous.
Okay. I was actually clenching my fists. We're good. The party kicks off. You guys find that almost full capacity amount of patrons make their way to the bar, including the small group of adventurers who are all sporting on one piece of their armor or another a small rainbow. Fuck it, there's a Pride adventuring group. Fuckers.
Fuck yeah! And now that's added to future events.
Yeah.
Future games is we're gonna play those adventurers. Damn
Pride
it.
group. I love it. You are playing you're playing with that sounds weird when I say you're playing with Fiona. That's
after he was polishing
I
Fiona
sure
earlier.
am.
You are performing along. Actually, make me a performance check.
Okay. My performance is going to include. I am just going to take off these slots now. A second level slot for pyrotechnics,
Nice.
and probably throughout the performance 2 castings of fairy fire.
Nice.
Is burning 3 spell slots enough to give me advantage on this roll?
Yeah, that'll give you like super advantage. Just
Okay.
roll 2 dice. I have actually been really tempted to introduce super advantage.
Like,
Super-
Oh, for fuck's sake.
3 and pick the top.
Advantage didn't help me at all. It's a dirty 20.
oh.
Oh no.
Darn.
Both dice were a 13.
Your performance is rousing. People are absolutely cheering and clapping along. Marin seems to be sweet talking somebody from the Pride group at the same time.
People are aroused.
And actually, Thurston, you see the elf that had winked at you is actually like dancing along with Dermot and is like graceful and fucking on it. They are like owning this dance, and you can see that they're wearing these high-heeled boots, and the heel comes down to a fucking point, like fucking stilettos. This is actually based on Yanis Marshall off of America's Got Talent. Go look up his stuff. Holy shit, they're awesome. But the party is kicking off. Everybody's having a good time, and the door opens, and you see 4 modestly dressed farm hands, or like stable hands, looking into this ridiculous party. And you see the main guy kind of lick his hand and comb his hair over a little bit.
While I'm playing, I clip clop and dance my way over to the stablemen and kind of like dance a circle around them and then lead them to the reserved table.
Nice. They sit down, and a lot of the stable hands are like, "This is awesome," and the main guy's like, "This is weird." But the party continues to go off without a hitch. Everybody compliments the decor. The food is delicious. The wine is fantastic. Marin, at one point, very clearly having had a few, comes up to Thurston and goes, "I don't think I can thank you enough. This fight, I'm gonna make so much money. And as far as you get so much better, I could hire people. Like, do you know how awesome that's gonna be?"
I mean, yeah, you don't have any staff. How do you
No,
sleep or take a day off?
I just don't. really know how to do that, so
I
I
just
just kind of do
don't.
it.
Oh, well, I'm glad that I could be of service.
Thank you. You rock. And she does like a squeeze on the arm, like a playful squeeze, and she's like, "All right, I'm gonna go." And then she goes back to behind the bar. Is there anything anybody else wants to do while this party is going nuts?
I want to go up to Faraday and give her a nudge and say, "See her back to winter today."
I thought it would be fitting to get the list.
You know, we all have things that get to us sometimes. It helps that we have each other, you know?
Yes.
You don't have to only rely on Dermot anymore.
I know.
Just letting you know.
It's been very difficult to Dermot and I for so long.
Back in Nicodranus, I have a twin sister that I left behind. So it's been strange without her also for me.
Oh. Stand in.
Just keep that in mind too. I would have not fared so well yesterday if you two hadn't come over when you did. I mean, Thurston needed help carrying the wine after all.
I guess it was fortunate.
Red is a very nice color on you, but you know, if you're not fond of it, you can always let us know. And if Dermot's still performing, I'll look over at the stage and just like, with all his fairy fire and stuff that he has going on, I'll just go like this and cast light so it's like right over him, just illuminating him even more.
Oh, you guys, it ends up being like one of those parties that like everything goes well. There's no fucking drama. The food is great. The drinks are great. Everybody's happy. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Everything is great. It's just a solid, fantastic night that everybody just enjoys the revelry. And everything just falls into place. And Faraday, for a moment, you kind of worry, like, okay, where is he going to show up this time?
Oh, Spence.
Nope. He realized people were looking at him.
Aw.
Faraday, you can't help but think, like, when's the next fucking thing gonna come? But rest of the night continues on, and you guys have a fucking fantastic party. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws.
Why? Why would we need to do that? I don't understand.
Oh, God.
Fantastic
Disadvantage.
What?
With advantage.
At disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck, I rolled a natty. God.
You got, Thurston, you got fucking 30-year-old wine from a really nice winery.
I rolled a 6 and a natural 20, so 6.
I also rolled an actual 20 that's wasted, so 7.
Fine, I rolled my first double digits in 2 days.
Yeah.
And a 5.
Cool, my natural 1 makes up for it.
Ooh, we're all fucked up.
Well, I rolled a 2. So that's a 2.
All right. You guys wake up. Your head. I just kind of picked this random ambient thing. It might not fit.
You're
It
fine.
might.
You're
who knows? And every sound you hear sounds like a subwoofer blaring into your ears.
Oh God.
The room cannot stop spinning. And everybody is just drained. And the only thing that's passing through your mind is, I need greasy, disgusting food.
I
Except for
definitely throw up
Thurston.
at some point.
Where are we?
Faraday didn't make it upstairs.
I'm not even sure I'm in a building.
I don't think anybody made it upstairs.
Dermot, you wake up in the kitchen
Got the munchies.
on the floor. Fiona clutched in your arms.
That was
Your
my
nice
first and
outfit.
only question. Thank you.
Your nice outfit is covered in sweat, maybe some bile.
Oh,
And you like smell just that gross, dried, vomity smell and realize, oh,
That's me.
that's you. You kind of slowly open your eyes and look around, and you see Marin, who is also in the kitchen, being spooned by one of the Pride Group members.
Yeah! Get it?
They have like a trench coat covering them, and that's it.
dude, Marin got it on right next to you.
And a girl.
Girl
And a
deserves
girl.
a night.
So Marin.
Thurston,
Mhm.
I was
You-
probably casting heroism and bardic inspiration on her.
Oh my God.
Bardic inspiration for that? I don't think that's how you.
It can't hurt. It can't hurt.
Like,
Ability
Maybe
checks?
it can.
Of course you
I
can.
want it to.
You can have that D6 for an ability check
Thurston,
Constitution.
or a saving throw.
Alright.
you wake up on the bar.
Wow.
Your outfit is mostly intact,
okay.
but you high or low?
Oh fuck, low.
You feel this stinging sensation on your arm, and you look down and see a nice, rough-looking like butterfly that is tattooed on your arm. Like at the most awkward position, right at where the forearm meets the elbow, and it's like horizontal, like perpendicular to the joint. So like no matter how you move your arm, it just hurts. You see that it is wrapped up, and it's seeping all kinds of growth. But you can kind of like poke it and kind of like push away the gross, and you can see it's actually very nicely colored, a nice blue butterfly. Yeah, that's
Your mom's gonna kill you.
Is anybody
Only if you
around
wear
me at the
short
moment?
sleeves.
there are several people around you in various states of consciousness and unconsciousness. Nobody is like lively, like, yay, I'm awake. It seems like this is the time where people are slowly starting to wake up.
Gotcha. Okay. For the time being, he just rolls his sleeve down.
Gotcha. Arathea, you wake up in the hallway towards your room, face down, like you were 100% asleep, like hardwood floor plus nose.
Ever.
Um,
Oh,
and yeah, high or low?
Oh God.
I'll go high.
You don't have any tramp stamps or tattoos on you. But you do have this dried mess that smells like wine, ale, whiskey, just sort of on your face.
Oh,
Yeah.
You sort of pick your head up and see a dried, caked, just mess where your head just was.
Push myself back from it and kind of roll over to the wall.
Okay.
Not even trying for the room yet. Oh God. Oh, what was in that alcohol? What was in that drink?
Faraday. You also are in the hallway.
Hey!
Oh, God.
Near your room.
Almost made it.
You fell asleep. Like, so there's this small, like, padded, like, couch bench thing that's like, in the hallway.
Yeah, the one I picked Dermot off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are sleeping, like, over the edge. So your head is, like, barely touching the ground. High or low?
Low.
You feel this stinging sensation on the back of your neck,
Oh no!
and you reach back and you feel this wrapped, like, plasticky substance, but every time you kind of poke at it, it hurts real bad, and you definitely feel some swelling. You have no idea what it is.
Oh.
How far is how far are
You guys are maybe 10 feet.
Yeah, I probably tried for the bench and just it didn't work.
Tripped on the stairs.
No, I like made it up, but it was one of those like, all right, you know what? We're not doing that anymore. It's too far, and just face down.
yeah. It's
Adriel.
Oh God.
God damn it. You also wake up in the kitchen.
Oh God.
High or low?
Oh no.
Low.
You don't have a tattoo.
That's kind of disappointing.
However.
But that's fine. But
But
You do have venereal disease.
you,
that's rude, first of all.
First off, that is not Cad, that is Cal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrong
Thank
rogue.
you. That's the other rogue.
Dermot, earlier when I said that Marin was spooning someone,
Mm-hmm.
Cadriel, you wake up and find that you are without your clothes. And you look next to you and see a very naked Marin.
Oh no.
Well, at least I had a good time. I think. Poke Marin a little bit.
She is out.
Do I see Dermot? Do I see Dermot when I roll over?
You slowly perk your head up and take a look around, and Dermot is staring right at you.
Fuck.
Dermot does his best to stand up and prestidigitize himself, clean himself up a little bit,
Good call.
and then, to the best of my ability, I will start cooking breakfast.
Dermot, I don't remember a lot, but I remember they were bursts of energy. That was you, wasn't it?
Probably. Unfortunately, I don't remember much either.
Oh, God. Can you do the cleaning thing?
I wave my hand and clean him up a little bit. I suddenly check my coin purse. Is it still there?
Yes, it is.
Is it heavier? I know it's a material plane custom. Not one that I particularly share, but...
I will say you do find that it is substantially heavier.
Okay.
Do you see my clothes anywhere? Do I see my clothes anywhere?
Well, you see that jacket that's covering the both of you.
Oh, God. Sorry, Marin. Take my jacket. Like, pull it on. And I look for, like, a dish towel or something like that. Just kind of...
You find a tablecloth.
Okay. I put that over her.
Sounds good. I will say at that point, she does kind of stir a little bit. And then here's the set. Dermot, what are you making for breakfast?
What do I find?
You
A fair question.
You find some potatoes, you find some eggs, you find a few loaves of bread. This tavern's kitchen is actually fairly well stocked.
Okay.
And with actually, now that you guys I should have mentioned this earlier with you going in and out of the kitchen. The kitchen actually has some enchantments from Gilmore on here. So there is a refrigerator, there is a freezer, there is a wine cooler. Like, this place is actually pretty well equipped to be able to handle that stuff.
Okay. I only assume that I would be using cook's tools, which I am not proficient in.
Okay.
And with my substantial hangover, I assume I'm rolling with disadvantage, and if not, I rolled with disadvantage.
I would say you're well, actually, everybody go ahead and take 1 level of exhaustion.
There.
Which accounts for the disadvantage.
Yeah.
I think 1 level is just ability checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disadvantage on ability checks.
What attribute would I be using to cook breakfast?
I'm going to say dexterity.
Okay. Which brings me up to an 8. It's food, but it's not going to be good.
You cook up a little bit of overcooked eggs with some potatoes that, again, a little on the burn side. The bread, you don't even bother toasting. You just kind of make
bread. I don't
pan. Yeah. You just make this big old pan of this sort of mixture of eggs and potatoes. I'd say it's enough to... How much do you make? Are you intending to feed everybody or just, like, your initial group?
I mean, I probably start small.
Okay.
But depending on how long it takes Marin to wake up and collect herself, I will probably continue cooking until relieved.
Okay. Arthea and Faraday. You got your consciousness is coming to you relatively around the same time. Faraday, you have an insane headache in addition to being hungover because all the blood has been rushed to your head.
Yeah, she's now like a light shade of purple
Yeah.
with the blue skin and the blood to her head.
You guys do smell and can hear the distant sound of oil in a pan. And you can smell some cooked food.
Oh. That makes me want to vomit, and I'm hungry at the same time.
Can I grab my short sword and like make my way upstairs?
Sure. I will say, as you go out to the main room, you can see that there's the rest of the Pride group, all the farmhands.
Everybody stayed.
Not Gilmore. Gilmore is not in the room. But you can see that they're kind of like all over the place. So I'll say that you gingerly step dizzily between the bodies, find good solid floor to walk on to make your way towards the stairs.
I just wrap my jacket around myself so that and carry I'm carrying my dress and shoes and sword. Just like, oh fuck.
Walk of shame.
Walk of shame before.
Going up the stairs to where towards my room where Arthea and Faraday are.
Thurston, you catch an interesting sight. In addition to everything else going on, you spot a Cadriel moving rather quickly towards the stairs, wearing not very much.
Oh. So Thurston sees that and keeps looking in that blink. It hasn't fully registered what I'm seeing, and then as soon as it registers, he just blushes and looks away. Oh my god! Oh my god!
If I notice Thurston looking, I just kind of smirk at him and go, give him a little wink. And then I go upstairs. Did you guys sleep in the hall?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Crack open an eye.
Definitely. We definitely slept in the hall. You didn't sleep in the hall.
Sleep. Looking the one eye open, looking up and down.
I apparently Aaron and I apparently got close last night.
All Faraday does is just the softest clap. Not enough to elicit the headache, but just the softest of claps.
You have a thing on you.
Who has a thing on me?
You do.
What? This? There's something on my neck.
Yeah, you have a thing.
Tina, since you were the first person to say something about it, tell me, what does she have on the back of her neck?
Oh god, make it a violin, make it a violin,
oh.
Make it a violin.
No.
Make it a matching butterfly.
How drunk was she when she got this?
That wine has to be magic because she was gone.
Would she have been coherent enough to give an indication of what she wanted? Yeah, you know what I've always wanted on me? Or is this
Well, to answer that question, Sam, what was your Constitution saving throw result again?
It's like a 7.
7? I'd say a 7 was enough that you were functioning
Okay.
to be able to give some sort of an idea of what you would want.
So you definitely partook in this process, but you could inform it at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I think she has like a really intricate scorpion that like kind of goes like around the base of the neck and then has the tail kind of going up.
All right.
That sounds kind of badass, to be honest with you.
She doesn't have to wear her hair down. All right.
She does not have a tramp stamp.
I like lean over next to Arthia and look at it and I'm like, it's not bad.
Well, as long as it's not bad.
I mean, it doesn't say like I heart Dermot or anything, you know.
It's not a violin.
Oh, thank the gods.
I mean, really, the question we should be asking is, who the fuck was giving people tattoos last night?
Yeah. That was
And
gonna be.
wrapping them, like, did y'all go to a shop? Like,
I mean, honestly,
Did
I
they even come back?
I don't really remember very much after
Mm-mm.
wine.
After like that first,
Yeah.
maybe the second.
Nah, I think I only remember. Ugh.
do you
And
guys
that
think
was
Maren
what I-
expects something from me now? Because I mean,
I don't. What did you promise her?
Look, cat.
She wakes up with a promise ring.
Cat. I'm gonna stop you right there. And I point to Arithia, and I point to myself, and I go, probably the last 2 people to be asking.
I'm not saying I want that. I mean,
She probably doesn't expect it.
that's good. Because, I
Okay.
mean,
She knew we were leaving.
and I mean, you know, I mean, I'm not opposed to, let's just say I'm more interested in, say, you know, like a Thurston than a Maren.
Are you sure you weren't interested in Thurston last night too?
Where is
No.
Thurston?
Yeah.
He was sleeping on the bar. What I have noticed, no, he had rolled his sleeve down, right?
Okay.
He saw me walking up the stairs.
Oh, well.
Pretty sure my coat was closed all the way. Hopefully.
We should probably like deal with this.
Kermit can probably.
I have a thing. I can do it.
While this conversation
And
is going
I will
on,
proselytize the puke off of myself. Does anybody else need like a cleaning?
Dermot helped me downstairs. Maybe
You-
clean up Faraday. That
Go.
thing is gooey.
You want me to like?
Please
Do you want me
never.
to clean it off?
Yeah,
They
sure.
get gooey before you take the plastic off.
oh,
Oh, I've never heard a tattoo be described as gooey.
Well, you did get this in the middle of like a drunken rager, so
That's very true.
we should probably.
at this point, while that conversation is going on, Dermot and Thurston, you both can hear. Thurston, what are you doing at this point?
Blushing.
Yeah. Other than that, so he's probably trying to like just get his bearings. He's probably tried to stand up, and then he just like had to clutch onto the bar because the room was spinning. And why is the room spinning? Just why is it doing that? It's always been stable before, but that's fine. And, and he's gonna try to find Maren because like she's the one in charge.
Oh, God.
She understand, like, it's her bar. I'm sure she's totally fine and she's gonna help us out and make sure we're good. And so he's gonna head towards the kitchen. Also, there's food there and he can smell it.
Okay. You open the door to the kitchen and see Dermot cooking. And you're just seeing Marin, who is on the floor, wrapped in a tablecloth, starting to stir.
Oh. And then, like, he kind of looks out the door, thinks about what he just saw, and then he looks back and he's like, oh. And then he looks to Dermot and just goes, do you need any help?
Thurston is having an eye-opening.
Sure, if you're offering, and I just hand Thurston whatever's made, whatever's ready to go out.
You have a small plate.
Neither does Dermot.
Of burned eggs and some burned potatoes. But there is some grease in there.
And starch. That's what matters. Just gotta grease and starch. Just suck it all up.
It's at this point that Marin starts to stir.
Oh God.
Thinking that her kitchen is on fire.
Her head perks up. She almost like does like the Undertaker from WWE. She does the like the tablecloth like falls down, and she doesn't seem to care. She looks up at Dermot. You gotta take off the eggs and the potato earlier. You're burning them too much. You gotta time it. When it just starts to get solid, it's good. And she just starts climbing up to her feet and like does one of these to like stabilize herself. The tablecloth has completely fallen off. And Dermot and Thurston can both see that she has an intricate set of tattoos that go down her spine, starting at the base of her neck, that are in this beautiful arcane language. She also has many different deep scars. There's one that sort of curves from just under her shoulder blade across her rib cage. You can see spots where, bones had to be reset. She's been through some shit. But she sort of stands 100% au naturel and says, "Where the fuck is the coffee?"
Thurston averts his eyes because that is impolite to stare at a lady when she is not fully dressed. You can tell I just watched Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's leaking into my character, and I'm fine with it.
That's on my list. I need
it's
to watch it.
So perfect.
And he just kind of goes, I don't know how to make coffee, but here, and just kind of like looking this way, like hands her the plate.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Thank you. She like takes the cloth and then like bases herself again on the counter. Has to like will herself to like pick up her arms and cover herself. She's now wearing a tablecloth toga.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
Did we do good?
I can only imagine so. I haven't counted anything yet.
I'm gonna go put clothes on. And then I'm gonna go find my dad so he can make coffee.
I'll try not to burn the eggs.
Just about 30, 45 seconds less than what you're cooking right now.
Okay.
It is very clear that she is still a little drunk as she sort of
Well, that's the
waddles.
secret to avoiding a hangover. You don't get a hangover
Stay
till you
drunk.
stop being drunk.
She sort of waddles back towards another door that's in the kitchen that actually looks like it connects to the house that you guys have been seeing Gilmore in. She sort of pushes open the door, stays there for a second, takes a deep breath, and then waddles through. And just as the door closes, you hear the sound of vomit hitting the floor.
Oh, no!
I
No.
follow her out. Prestidigitation.
It's like, as time goes on, you guys collect yourselves as best you can. Dermot has successfully made breakfast-ish for everybody. The Pride group all collect themselves and, wish you happy travels and make their way out of the tavern into the sunlight where you can hear all of them go, But Marin returns. You guys are all eating your breakfast. She's looking a little bit more awake and alert. And she pulls up a chair next to all of you with her own plate of burned eggs and potatoes and sits and has breakfast with you guys. And then she just goes, "That was fucking awesome. You guys can stay here free of charge whenever the hell you need and whenever you're in town. You guys are awesome."
Thank you.
I don't feel very awesome.
Yeah, it'll be that way for most of the day, probably into tomorrow, but that's all good. You guys had oh shit, you guys are setting out today.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
She is sitting there laughing to herself like, you guys gotta walk in nature.
we have 2 carriages. Oh, I guess I need to.
Oh, so you're drunk driving. Awesome.
Dad, you were
Oh,
supposed to
did
teach me.
you contact your people?
Some people.
What sort of people they used to be, right?
What would I, for driving the carriage, this is a DM question, what would I need proficiency in?
Animal handling.
It's animal handling, not land vehicles.
Well, I mean, actually, I'll say you get proficiency in land vehicles. Sorry.
Okay. I don't really know where to add that, but okay.
It would be a tool proficiency.
Yeah.
Tool.
Whatever. This tool just threw the best party in Whitestone.
I wish I could remember more.
That's how you know it's a good party.
But how do you know if you don't remember?
Because you only remember good parties, not great parties.
Okay.
There are 3 different kinds of parties. Bad parties, you leave. Good parties, you remember. And great parties, you just wake up the next morning and you're not quite sure what happened.
And the headache, that's part of the great parties?
Yes.
Okay.
That is how you know.
So this was a really great party then. My head hurts a lot.
Yeah, you guys are talking a lot.
I really want.
I feel like just me being in the kitchen, just having all of the smoke and steam in my face is essentially my coffee.
That works. That 100% works. Is there anything you guys wish to do before you guys meet up at the city gates with your carriages and horses?
I mean,
I was going to say,
Yeah.
escort the stablemen back to their shop and collect my carriages and horses.
They managed to find their way home after peeling themselves up from the floor. Nobody slept in a bed, by the way. Nobody made it to the beds. But you guys stop by the stable. Stable hand is like sitting at his counter, head fully in his hands. Oh. Right. And he sort of zombie walks over and sees his three sons all in the, in the stables with the horses, all looking just as exhausted. He does just one of these. And they bring out both carriages and they get the saddles on the horses. They get it all set up for you right at the gates, where you can actually see the big, beautiful red and golden cart that the Ben Mez travel in is saddled, ready to go. And you can see Aldariel is seated at the driver's seat of his carriage and looks over at all of you. Oh, I see you decided to... Are you all right?
We had a very good
We
night.
will be.
Must have been a wonderful night. And he, as you guys get situated, he tugs the reins and the cart starts moving forward. Who is driving which? I know Cad is driving one. Who's driving the other?
I think Faraday was supposed to drive the other, I thought.
Faraday was going to drive the other one?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have proficiency, but...
I explained to you, though, like, with the proficiency that I gained from my ability, I explained to you what needs to be done.
Okay.
The only last minute things that I want to do before we actually leave town is count my tips, just so I can have that recorded. And then when we pick up the two carriages, I also inquire about feed for the horses, and just one extra horse.
The feed is already included. You just find enough feed for the journey in one of the carriages.
Okay.
The extra horse, he does say he is unfortunately going to have to charge at least something.
Which is fair. It was not part of the original deal.
He asks only for 10 gold for an extra horse.
I didn't catch any of that. Everybody froze for a second.
Cool. Well, that's the end of the game, guys.
It was fine on my end, so capture-wise, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
He only asks you for about 10 gold for
Okay.
an extra horse. And says, there should be more than enough feed to accommodate the extra horse. If not, just keep on the lookout for any decent veggies or, whatnot. Just gives you proper instruction.
Yeah. And then, just what was my take from my performances?
You got... I'm going to roll 3 times. No, damn it. That's the wrong... You got 38 copper, 17 silver, and 20 gold.
Nice.
Was there anything else anybody else wanted to do?
I just want to find, like...
Have everything.
Yeah, like, pack all my crap. but I just want to find like a little stand because I have cottonmouth and buy like a jug filled with water and some like fruits, road trip snacks,
Sure.
and just have them up where she's driving the carriage.
Your co-pilot is just a bag of snacks.
and a jug of water.
Yeah.
And I toss an apple to Faraday.
And you guys had gone to like the general store and got
Yeah,
provisions. Did we get cold weather clothes for all of us? Or was it just the adventuring outfit for
She just got the adventuring outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I have cold weather. Well, I have like traveling clothes, but
we can stop in West.
Yeah.
I also come from fairly far north, so
I was in Vasselheim previously, so I kind of assumed that
I'd
some
say if
cold
you're
weather
coming from
clothes.
Vasselheim, you're good. You guys have like this temperature. It's not extreme winter, like polar cold.
Not 7 degrees that Sam's getting like next week or whatever.
Can't wait.
So the outfits and the traveling gear that you guys have, you're not going to get any like disadvantages on nature stuff in the area that you're in right now. If you do continue to venture north, where it gets real cold, then we could talk about, traveling through winter and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my fancy jacket gives me advantage on saving throws when I'm in extreme temperatures, so...
and it looks really good the morning after. So, yeah, we have rations.
Mhm.
I think we picked up a couple healing tonics, just in case.
The herbs.
They're for like poison spiders or snakes or something, they said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Essentially,
Gotcha.
mechanically speaking, if anybody it gets the poisoned condition, if they take this potion or this herbal mix, if you mix it with some hot water, you essentially get an advantage on a check to get rid of the poisoned condition.
All right.
I've got it.
Excellent.
And so we have 2 carriages and only like 3 people that are actually riding in them. Thurston and Dermot and Arthea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna be in which carriage?
I'll ride with Faraday.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, my phone does this thing where it's like, oh, it's bedtime, gotta play this sleeping playlist. Like, it just does it randomly.
I'll climb in with Kedriel.
Thurston will put his bags in with Faraday.
That's really why we needed 2 carriages.
Yeah,
and
true.
then go into the other one.
Wait, so one of them is literally just your closet?
Well,
I mean, if one of them's all of our supplies, that makes sense. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the supply.
I will drive the supply car.
Yeah.
The parts
Don't look
van.
all offended, Rose.
Yeah, it's the parts.
The parts van.
and like
50%
we
of the supplies
have
are like
everything, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
everyone did a check of their everything before we left.
keys, phone,
Yeah.
wallet.
Wallet.
Keys, phone, wallet,
head,
gun.
glasses.
Do we still have a gun?
No, we
Oh,
did gun
Gilmore
bill.
kept it.
Gilmore.
Or in our case, we have to do keys, phone, wallet, Metro card.
Yeah. Keys, phone, wallet, clothes.
I'll move the like sack of extra fruit that I bought to share with everybody in the jug of water, just to like kind of on the floor, I guess, next to me. If somebody wants to ride up front too, I assume somebody's sleeping in the cart and whatever.
Windows, like, keep the curtains back, get the air in.
I mean, Arthea can sit up front if she wants and draw things on her way.
She could do that, yeah. She'll just climb up there. She wants fresh air.
Some water.
As you guys begin your trek, and as your carriages pull away from Whitestone, you guys feel the nice brisk air kind of hit you, and it's gonna suck for most of the day, but you definitely are. You got that drive. You got that excitement to move on to bigger and bigger pastures. While that happens,
Oh shit, guys, we ain't done yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
the post-credit scene. Of course, there's a post-credit scene. You know it. This is in like camera and movie terms. The camera slowly pans from the front gates as the carriages are all pulling away and slowly turns to the small house next to the Wild Rose Tavern. Inside, Gilmore, sober, not hungover, is seated at his desk with a series of papers in front of him, and he has his head in his hands. One of these pages is the rune that you guys had found on the headstone of the cemetery. The second is the elven script that was written on the gun. The third is a sketch of a baby with a series of arcane runes going down her back. And he has tears in his eyes and is shaking. And that's what we're going to call tonight's session.
Oh, you suck.
Rude. Rude.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was
Would you like to
Once
know
again,
what
that was
I had planned?
us leaving?
Yeah, in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Joseph, I hope you learned a very valuable lesson about Dermot's need to throw
Dermot's need to what? Sorry, that cut out.
to throw a party.
To throw a party. Oh, that was awesome. That was super cool. I had a lot of fun with this one. So,
Good.
And I love dropping these little mystery hints and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's session 2, guys. You guys are now on your way to Westron, just leaving Whitestone. It's going to be a hell of a trip. There's going to be some nature encounters and dangers abound, but now that it's like the actual thing has begun. So,
Excellent.
to everybody
I can't wait
tuning
to
in,
meet Kirsten's mom.
to everybody tuning in, thank you so much for watching Decisions and Drag.
Yes.
We are going to be back next Wednesday for more awesomeness in Taldore. So come and tune in because there's more tricksy little things I've got planned for y'all. So
Yes.
don't forget to love each other. And yeah, that's definitely give the page a follow. We're trying to get to the page 2 affiliate. So any follows or bits eventually when affiliate stuff happens would be super appreciated. We love you guys. And yeah.
Tell your friends if they want to come watch what antics we all get up to next time. We'll be back next Wednesday, but before that, we'll also be playing Sea of Thieves on Sunday.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Hey,
you can
Shanty
come watch
Sunday.
us do that come watch us do that as well.
And tomorrow night, I am hosting my birthday stream. Yay.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm going to be posting this on the Facebook page, but because it's going to be ridiculous, I am putting it out there. Every 5 subscriptions I get, I will be taking a shot of a disgusting bottle of alcohol. So, there you go.
Why do
Shameless
you
plug.
torture yourself?
You have Friday off work, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
And what are we playing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm actually starting a playthrough of my favorite PS1 RPG ever, Suikoden. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. It is near and dear to my heart. I actually came up with a campaign world to run a D&D campaign in at some point because I love the series. So if you're up for some retro RPGs tomorrow, definitely come by. Watch Cujo Plays Games, KPG, and that'd be awesome. So
Yeah.
All right.
Have a
Excellent.
good night, everybody.
Cool. Night,
Good night,
everybody.
guys.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Ah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.